Hello everyone! Hello, and how is it going? Welcome back to Drawing and Chatting. Except today, we don't have Dust. So that's gonna be a thing. I think eventually Dust will potentially show up. I think she's currently at work. So we'll see if we can get Dust on the line, but if not, that's fine. I'll be drawing today anyways. That's how this works. Let's go ahead and just get this thing going. There we go, and then, what? Hey, there we go. Let's do it. Let's get to it. Oh gosh. Yeah, I've been having some weird technical difficulties today. It's kind of strange. I logged in. I tried to get this whole stream thing started, and then it just completely it knocked me off of Twitch entirely. So I had to relog back in and all this stuff. The sneaky. Oh, did I not change the category? Ah, frick. Okay, hold on. Let me change that real quick. Give me a second. Yeah. There. We're not playing Unicorn Overlord, are we? Although technically we're not too far off at least. Alright, hopefully the music is good and all too. I gotta move chat down here so I can actually see chat. Hello folks, how are people doing on this fine Monday? I've got quite the adventure planned for tomorrow and the day after, so I'm kind of looking forward to it and kind of also like, I have to do so much work. Because I'm going into the office, and you see my tiny little realm on top of a mountain, the place I currently live. It's a little far. So instead, I asked a friend if I can stay at her place tomorrow night, which means I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. But that does mean I don't have to take like the 2-hour trip both ways. So kind of nice, but also kind of sucky. Every new media is just another opportunity for crossovers, it sure is. It sure hecking is, isn't it? Okay, I finally got this set up, let's get started. Oh, okay. I should also get some, I don't know, like references or something going on an adventure. Heck yeah, I am. It's gonna be great. I'm staying at a friend's house tomorrow night, I guess. She was kind enough to accommodate me because her place is much closer to where I work than my own place is. My own place is about like 2 hours away from where I work. So I usually don't go into the office, but this week my team is doing this weird thing where like everybody meets up and, you know, all the people from across random places all fly in and they're like, hey, let's go. And then there's like some team event or something. So I'm gonna have to go on all of those. Okay, let's look up Therion real quick. There we go. Nice. Let's get this started. An adventure. Perhaps I am even traveling, you might say. Here we go. Yep, Dust is not quite here yet. I think Dust is currently doing work. So it's been a busy week for both of us, it seems. Okay, here we go. Yeah, hopefully Dust will show up. Dust has been apparently really swamped, which kind of sucks. I, for one, am somewhat sad that Dust is overworking herself. Folks who are following Dust, go tell Dust not to overwork herself. Tisk tisk. You should never be in the office this late. Come on. Maybe I'm just... Well, I feel like I tend to work myself a little bit, but like not too much, you know? It definitely is something to kind of balance. I did one of those things where I kind of burnt myself out back in college and then I never went back to it, so... Yay! Alright, let's get to this. Maybe a little lighter. Now I'll do this. Very careful wording you used, never be in the office. Pretty much. I get to work from home, that's kind of nice. Saves me a bit of time, it sure does. We need to bring back siestas. The nice thing about working at home is that I get to take siestas. No one stops me. I just have to make the time up later. That's the thing. I feel like as long as I do that, most people are okay with whatever. In my workplace, at least, the air is like, if you get the job done, you're good. And if you don't get the job done, that's kind of a problem. And someone else is going to do it then, and that's going to make you look bad. So it's not even really about, like... It's not really about, like, being held accountable for things. It's like you hold yourself accountable, I guess? Which is, I guess, kind of a healthy way of looking at it. I don't know. It's decently healthy, maybe. If you wouldn't work in the office at that time, don't work at home at that time. Well, see, the problem is if I take a siesta during the day, then I kind of need to make up for it at night. I couldn't sleep last night, and I stayed awake until 5 a.m., so... Yay. And then tomorrow I have to wake up early because I still have to go into the office. Which means I'm probably not going to get much sleep. It's literally like jet lag at this point, because I'm sleeping at 5 a.m., and now I know I need to wake up at 7, so I'm going to have to sleep much earlier, but it's going to be difficult because I've got this jet lag. Wait, is that even part of the jacket? It's not. Shit. Here we go. Blame day. Oh yeah. Blame daylight savings as well. Like, okay, well, to be fair, 4 a.m. is not the best time to go to sleep either. I can't really say I would have been amazing without it. Like, come on. Yeah, but still, though. Daylight savings is an abomination. I freaking agree. What is it with this? Like, I don't care if there's daylight or not. Stop changing up my time schedule, goddammit. Freaking hell. Can't you do anything with your time powers about the sun? Ugh. The sun does what it wants. Time, unfortunately. It's changeable, sure, but it costs so much to change it. Everything has a cost in this world, as any responsible time mage knows. Or as put in the words of, I think Harry Potter, bad things happen to wizards who meddle with time. Isn't that what it was? Lots of people out here meddling with time for sure. Can't say I don't do that myself, but you know. Gotta be responsible while doing it. And unfortunately, the 1 hour of daylight savings just isn't something worth giving up any time over. Who even started daylight savings? Like, who decided, oh hey, we need more sun in the day or something? How about you just change hours, minutes, seconds, and days to just be imperceptibly longer so we don't have leap years? I have an even different idea. Okay, so if if y'all have read XKCD, there's this really cool part of XKCD where, I mean, it's a comic strip, so, you know, it's one comic strip, but there's a comic strip out there in XKCD where, someone proposes a 6-day schedule, like a 6-day-a-week schedule, and it just slowly shifts the time you sleep over the 6 days to make it actually kind of fit in with a normal workday. It's really good. Go look it up if anyone's interested. It's kind of funny. Franklin? Was it FDR? Do we have FDR to blame for this? You say Franklin, I immediately think Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the guy. I think we talked about this before too, but I know a decent amount of Franklin Delano Roosevelt content purely because every time in any class they asked me to do a presentation on a historical figure, I always picked FDR. So I could reuse the same freaking presentation over and over again. And then if it was women, like if it said like you have to pick a famous woman in history or something, then I picked Amelia Earhart. So I know those two people. It's been a while since then though, so don't really know too much anymore. Is the music too quiet, by the way? There is music playing, it's just a little quiet maybe. Not sure. I can put it up a little. It was first Wilson. Okay, Woodrow Wilson. I know my presidents. I know my presidents. Kind of. Not really. Not really. Farmers? I guess that's fine too. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Fine. Here, let's go. I do like a kind of orangish, brickish background for these two. We'll make their hair shine a little. You know how it is. There. Okay. And then like, kind of like a light grayish, maybe with a bit of blue. Seems fine. Okay, good to know. Does LBJ stand for Lyndon B. Johnson? Oh, heck yeah. I should take a quiz on this. Let's go. I don't know any. Me being proud of my rather minimal president's knowledge. I feel like if anyone said all the names of the presidents, I'd maybe be able to tell which ones are presidents and which ones aren't, but I wouldn't know what order they all came in or anything like that. Did anyone else who grew up in the US have to memorize the 50 states and their locations and shit? Is that something that only I had to do? They made us do that. That was the worst. So not worth it at all. Like, what am I gonna do with that knowledge? It's not gonna do anything. I had to remember the capitals too, because I was, as a kid, I would get entered into like every competition. Any competition I could go to, I was in. And geography was one of them, despite the fact that I kind of suck at geography. So I was like, alright, let's go. Memorizing shit for the win. They were supposed to be wartime measures for the military? Wait, what? Daylight savings is a wartime measure? What? I guess that kind of makes sense. Many of those states are bigger than countries. Okay, valid. People in the US never travel outside the... Hey, I've been to a lot of places outside the country, actually. I've been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to travel outside quite a bit. Which is nice, because you get to learn all sorts of cool things about the world. That's true. Many people don't. That's actually very fair. I feel like you can't really be blamed, right? Like, some people, it takes a lot to travel outside the country, you know? You gotta save up a bit. It took me a while, too, to save up a bit to get outside the country. The US is freaking large and varied, that's true. I went to Texas only like last year, and I've never been to Texas properly before. I was in Texas earlier for like a taekwondo competition like a long time ago, but I wasn't really paying attention to Texas then, you know? I was paying attention to the competition. So, so when I went this time, I was like, oh, this place is so strangely different from everything I know. You can learn a lot just being in the US, that's fair. Europe is cool though. Europe is like chill. I like hanging out in Europe. Because we didn't have night vision back in the day, most of the big military movements had to happen during daylight hours. Oh. Well, what if you just like, you know, do the military movements earlier or later or something? You know, to like match? No? Can you not do that? I guess not. That's valid. Europeans will make fun of people in the US for not traveling, but you can drive for 10 plus hours and not leave the state of California. That's very true. Very true. Let's see. It's a freaking large place. There are plenty of other good things to make fun of the US for. Oh, for sure. For sure. I feel like the US becomes more and more memeable by the day. Especially with all these politics going around, too. I ain't about to comment on that. I'm not gonna put anything forward. All I'm saying is that there's something maybe wrong about Donald Trump. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just a little something. Alright, here we go. Maybe too light. I've kind of seen a lot of depictions of Therion with a little bit darker skin, so let's go a little... kind of like tannish. Tom Rolls shows up and the Partitio theme starts playing. Heck yeah. There we go. Travis seems a little lighter skinned. Also, I need a reference. Let's get that. If there's one thing the military doesn't like, it's changing the time breakfast is served. So daylight to... Well, does it say... I don't think that solves that problem. I don't think that problem is solved. What? Alright, you know what? Fine, I'll believe you. Color all the things. All of them. That would only make sense to a military member. I wouldn't know. I have not had the fortune of serving in any of the armed services, or misfortune. I won't question either way. Alright, let's go a little bit more purple. A little bit more white. I guess we could go a little grayer too. Alright, close enough. There we go. Who has this jazzy theme? And why does it remind you so much of Bravely Default? Ooh, really? Is that what Bravely Default sounds like? I didn't know that. Never really heard the soundtrack for it. But that is Partitio's theme. Heck yeah. I've put on a playlist of Octopath 2 chill music or something like that. You know what it is. This one's Agnea. You can tell because it's so cute. It's the song of hope. Because she hopes for a better future. Like, heck yeah. That's what I want to hear. You've not seen everything you want to see in your own state. There's a lot to see, yeah. I recently traveled to Europe, over the winter break, I guess. Not as recent, a few months ago. And the problem is it gets cold there. I was like, I can't deal with this. Why is it so cold? I'm sure there are parts of Europe that don't get as cold. But where I went, weather too cold. I came back immediately. Bravely Default has a very varied soundtrack. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. I keep feeling like I should play Bravely Default at some point. I keep not getting around to it, I guess. There's so many good games coming out and there's just not enough time to play them. Like, okay, like Thousand Year Door. Who thought that would happen? And now it's in like 2 months. I've got to get ready. And Travis has like the same freaking coat. Maybe a little bit more purple in it, I think. And a little bit more pink. There. It's also Square Enix, so it's not so unsurprising. Yeah, that's true. This specific composer, though, the guy who did Octopath's soundtrack, Yasunori something? Nishiki? Question mark? I could be wrong about that. That guy, though, he's good. He's so freaking good. It's amazing. I have no idea how the dude just constantly puts out bangers like this, but everything I listen to, it's amazing. Okay, looks like this part is also pink or purple or whatever. Close enough. Funny thing is, if you look at a map, Europe should be a whole lot colder if you look at just its latitude. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Because, like, weather, ocean patterns or something, right? Yeah, true. I mean, this is the stuff I would know if I did any geography, which I totally didn't. Should probably do more. I used to watch Jeopardy a lot, too. And anytime one of the geography questions came on, I was like, alright, I give up. The fun thing about Jeopardy in specific, though, is that sometimes there's questions that, like, any normal, like, nerd would know, but the Jeopardy contestants don't, because they're not, like, the right type of geek or nerd. Like, there was one where it's like, in what TV show is the goal of the main character to catch them all, or something like that? And I'm like, it's Pokemon. And no one knew it! Like, that's crazy. It may not have been that exact question, but it was something like that. It was hilarious. And then we put a little bit more... Well, don't do that. There, I think this will work. You gotta be a well-rounded nerd. Yeah, true. My specialized knowledge is beyond compare. Count yourself pretty lucky if you get a single category. That's also fair. I love trivia competitions in general, though, so I tend to, like, try to get as many as I can. Not that I succeed all the time or anything, but, you know, I do my best. I usually, there used to be, like, a whole weekly trivia contest that my friends and I would get into. I guess they stopped holding that, yeah, because we haven't seen it in a while. That sucks. But it was really fun. It was like, just this weekly online trivia thing. It started during the COVID pandemic, and then I think it ended a few years after. But, like, one of those things where they just ask random questions, and if you happen to know it, you know it. I had a pretty varied friend group, so we covered many of the categories together. And then sometimes I'd get super lucky and something was, like, right in my, I guess, comfort zone. I'd be like, hey, let's go. I think one time they asked a very specific question about the Silmarillion, and I was like, heck yeah. Like, it was something extremely, extremely specific. It was like, I don't know, like, which of these terms is not one of the races of elves of the Noldor or something, and I was like, freaking I know this exactly. Did they ever ask a Fire Emblem? No, they didn't. That would have been fun, wouldn't it? I could have flexed my knowledge, but I think Fire Emblem is too hipster, I guess, even for them. Okay. Get more of this in here. Ah! Spin that back around. It's a niche of a niche. Yeah, it's like super niche, I agree. Imagine them asking like a really, really niche Fire Emblem question to begin with. Like, like not even like, what's the main character who represents the Fire Emblem franchise or something? I don't know, like something with Marth as an answer would probably be okay. Or like Chrom or Byleth or something. Like, at least that's kind of something people know. They could go like full it's a frame. No. Poor Ephraim. Come on, Aaron. We know Ephraim isn't real. Ephraim isn't real and he can't hurt us. See, I can make that joke again because I finished the Ephraim route. Now we're back on Arica. Know what exactly your time has come. Yeah, it'll be something really, really obscure. Like, I don't know. Which character has the least dialogue of any Fire Emblem Lord in the series? Ooh, that's a fun question. I actually don't know. I don't know. Who has the least dialogue? I don't think it's a frame. Is it a frame? He probably has a decent amount of dialogue because he's like, you know, he's a frame. He does a fair amount of talking, doesn't he? Don't know how much. Alm says a decent number of things. Alm says a decent number of things, yeah. He's like a main character. He and Celica share his role. Does, like, Alencia count as a lord? Because in that case, it's probably Alencia. To be honest, not even the game counts Alencia as a lord. Kind of sucks. Like, literally in the actual game, there is no way to call Alencia a proper lord. By the end game, there's like a scene in the end game or whatever where you have to split your army and all that, and even when your army gets split, Alencia is not one of the lords who splits them. Ike is the Tellius lord. Yeah, it's Ike and Micaiah usually. Theoretically, Micaiah is the other lord. Theoretically speaking. Also love this theme, it's so peaceful. Yeah, is this from Octopath 2? Actually, I don't even know. It should be. I think this is the soundtrack of Octopath 2 music. This one is New Delsta, but what's the previous one? Let's see. Does anyone say in the comments or something? It's Flame Church. Huh. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Did not expect. Damn. The face when you forgot to unequip Mercy before the battle. Mercy sucks. Mercy is only useful in other games. I don't know why they decided to include it here. Like, what's the point? I guess, vaguely, if you wanted to train another character or something, if you wanted Alencia to give XP to someone else, then you'd have Alencia almost kill them, and then you'd get the rest of the kill with whoever else is there. But, like, I don't see anyone needing that. Mercy's useful in Gage? Really? Why? Why would Mercy be useful in any context in Fire Emblem? Lynn eloquently dancing? That's a new phrase. To New Delsta, I would, wouldn't I? New Delsta's a good jam. Oh, wait, I was gonna say jam and then it mixed up with song and now I can't talk. That's not what I meant. I meant jam. I promise. Oh, you mean the Misericord thing? Yeah. Oh, Jaunt would have worked. You're right. You're right. Alas. My brain did not fire fast enough to correct my mistakes so gracefully. Alright, how about this? And let's go. I think, I think there's like a bit of purple in this too, interestingly enough. Why is there purple everywhere? Misericord? Yeah, I forgot. It's fine. We don't all expect to know the names of random fantasy daggers. A little bit more blue? No. Travis is voiced by your favorite character in Genshin's English VA? Oh, hey. Okay. I don't think I know that voice actor. What else have they voiced? Anything else I might know? Love that we're rolling all the peaceful... I think this is specifically a mix of, like, peaceful themes from Octopath 2, so... It's not gacha luck this time, it's just the playlist. Like, this is, like, chill Octopath music playlist, because I was feeling like a chill stream today, you know? We can chat and chill. Here we go. I definitely translated Misericord in my head as sad recorder, as I said in Discord, like... Like, I know that's not it, obviously. Like, I was like, I thought maybe misery, like, as in sadness somehow, like one of the root words of misery, but apparently it's mercy. Okay, good to know. Peaceful themes to be a rolling girl, too. Come on, you can't be a rolling girl without that specific rolling girl song. Man, all the internet memes from, like, that specific age, I love them. This is like my favorite things ever. Here we go. Like, I know Caramel Dancing's popular enough. Most people probably know it. But there was also this other one called Caipirinha or something. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. There were a bunch of them. There was this old Smash Brothers Flash animation that, like, everyone loved. Caipirinha memes were funny. They were great. This is like old internet stuff. Go look it up, it's great. I think I posted a rolling girl of FE4 in the Discord at some point. And one day I will play FE4 so I can understand that freaking rolling girl. I'm not gonna look at it until then because I don't want to get spoiled. Not that I haven't already been spoiled for FE4, to be honest. He's not super prominent, just like learning which voice actors do what. Oh, totally. Like, I think, every now and then I come across a show where I recognize one of the minor ass, like characters. I'll be like, I know your voice. You're Zorro or something, you know? Paused anime and tried and pissed off your partner trying to figure out the VAs. I've done the same, but like without pausing, because I'll like try to challenge myself a little. Because I'm not good enough to get it usually, so I'll keep listening and I'll be like, I've heard this voice before. I know I've heard this voice before, and sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm even right. Fun voice actor fact that literally no one asked for. Did you know that young Marth... Wait, no, hold on. Marth from the Fire Emblem OVA was voiced by the same voice actor in Japanese who did Dio Brando's young self in the Joseph Joestar thing. You know, or not Joseph, Jonathan, freaking hell, that guy. Jonathan Joestar's thing. It's okay, you played FE4 and still don't get everything in the FE4 Rolling Girl? Damn. Either it's a good Rolling Girl, or FE4 is complex as frick. I'll take both, probably. Caipirinha is also a drink in Brazil. Oh, I didn't know that. Is it a good drink? Oh, cool. I love JoJo's. Yo, I'm a huge JoJo fan. Yeah, I finished up until, well, part 8. I know part 9 is out now, but I'm gonna wait for it to get a little further. Yeah, I'm one of those folks who really, really likes JoJo, but I think a lot of people love part 5, and that's kind of one of my least favorite parts. So, back at it again with the strange-ass vibes, I guess. Usually people tend to like part 5 a lot. Haven't read, just watched the anime. Oh, I guess that probably changes things, actually. Yeah, fair point. Having just seen the anime, what's your favorite part? Because I don't think I've seen the anime for too many of them. I think I watched, which ones have I watched, actually? I watched part 3 and part 4, I think. Part 4's anime was really good, in my opinion. 5 was never really my favorite part, so I don't think I watched it. Is it still Steel Ball Run they're doing next? I hope they do Steel Ball Run next. They can't skip Steel Ball Run. That's freaking iconic. Everyone likes part 7. Like, literally everyone does. Here we go. Part 5 in anime is a bit damaged by the audio cues. Oh, really? Okay. The audio cues for who's winning? Well, now I'm curious. What do you mean by that? It is the most self-contained part by far, and I guess I kind of tend to like parts that connect to other parts, so maybe that's why I didn't like it as much, actually. Did you know that none of the OT1 characters have proper eye colors because you can't really see their eyes in the artwork, so you get to pick whatever you want. Let's go! I'm gonna make it brown with a little purple. You need to watch JoJo, but someone tried explaining the story to you and it's quite intimidating. That's valid. It's an intimidating story for sure. I would not say it's not. Just watch the first season. If you like it, continue. That's kind of fair, but to be honest, each season of JoJo is its own beast. In a good way. Like, what it does is it just casually changes up the genre every season. Like, most stories will, like, change up maybe, like, the plot, maybe some of the main characters even get switched around, but in JoJo, the entire genre changes. So part 1 is, like, a battle thing. Battle slash, I guess, also, like, family drama, but mostly battle by the end. Part 2 is basically just battle. Part 3 is more of a quest, like an adventure theme. The characters are going on, like, a long trip. Part 4 is, like, a small-town murder mystery, which is awesome, and I love it. So I do recommend that. People start to lose interest after. That's true. See, the thing is, for me, part 4 is my favorite. But it's also one of the divisive ones, because that's where things really start changing. Therion thinking, when is Travis going to betray him? That's pretty much what's going through his head, I bet. Yeah. The poor guy. I mean, he's just been betrayed so much. Like, Therion can't have nothing in this world. He's one of those characters that, like, is edgy. Like, sure, he's really edgy, but I can almost forgive it just based on the fact that, like, yeah, I get it. I get where he's coming from. Okay. Travis seems like a nice guy, though. He's been betrayed a little. Probably Travis has, I think. We don't know for sure yet. But I'm assuming he has. He, I guess, kind of betrayed Bruno on his own, and then maybe his sister betrayed him. We're not quite sure yet. We've only seen one conversation there. Magic breathing and punch ghosts, also gay priest. Oh yeah, I can't forget the gay priest. Yeah, he's from part 6, which is, the story is actually a prison break. So that's the thing, right? So it's like, fighting manga, adventure manga with a few battles in it, with a good number of battles in it, and then small town murder mystery, and then mafia gang, and then prison break, and then transcontinental horse race set in the like 1800s maybe. And then, I don't even know how to describe JoJolion. I guess it's, like, vaguely family-related. Like, massive family drama. Yeah. That's the genres of each of the JoJo parts, if you ever feel like getting into any of them. Oh, heck yeah, the Yoshikage Kira copy pasta. Let's go. I love that thing. No one knows what the hell JoJolion is. Even the main characters of JoJolion don't know what the hell JoJolion is. And it's done, too. It's not like there's more. The adventure season part killed your interest. Oh, is that Stardust Crusaders? Really? Most people like Stardust Crusaders, I think. It must have been Small Town Murder Mystery. I think part 4 is where it, like, dramatically differs from the previous parts. The art style starts changing. Everything starts changing there. I feel like up until and including Jotaro, it's kind of still like a battle manga. Afterwards, it is battle, but, you know, there's other stuff going on. See, I'm the sort of person who really liked the other stuff, so like when the other stuff came around, I'm like, yes, let's go. Alright. Close enough. Now what else? I should probably clean this part up a little bit, and then we can go on to shading and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to shade this yet, but I'll figure it out as I go on. I don't know if everyone has a different JoJo part, honestly, but I feel like no one really picks part 1 as their favorite JoJo part. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. I feel like part 1 is a great introduction, but it's like Shadow Dragon to the Fire Emblem series, right? Because in Shadow Dragon, you're like, yeah, okay, Shadow Dragon's a great game, good introduction to the series if you want to. Not really, I guess, nowadays. But, like, you know, it's what it was before everything else. But no one really, like, goes out and says, yeah, Shadow Dragon, my favorite game in Fire Emblem, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the essence of the series, that's all it is. Yeah, part 1 is classic but basic. That's a good way of putting it. Shadow Dragon on the DS is kind of bad. Excuse me, I like Shadow Dragon. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I just think it's held down by the fact that the things that came after it were so much better, and the things that came before it were on home consoles, so... Like, for comparison, Ocarina of Time is 1998, Pokemon Red is 1998, but home console, or not home console, for, you know, handheld. Like, that's what the difference is there. The difference in story and graphics between Ocarina of Time and Pokemon. If you want the Arcania experience, play Book 1 and Book 2 of Mystery of the Emblem. Yeah, I still need to get around to Fire Emblem 3. I'm hoping they make that 4 remake. I am waiting with bated breath for that FE4 remake. When it comes out, we're totally gonna play it. Along with Octopath 3 and all sorts of Triangle Strategy 2. That's totally not gonna happen. Well, you know, I can hope. I can hope. Pokemon has more flavor text than story. Yeah. Well, don't the new ones have, like, more story and stuff? That's true, though. Old Pokemon, definitely. Yeah. This is why you should read the manga. It's really good. I promise. Okay. What else are we doing here? Let's see. I'm gonna just casually do lighting or something, I guess. I didn't even bother with the... I didn't bother with the bottom of halves of these people shit. It's fine. We don't need them. Here, I'll draw, like, maybe a top half for Travis over here. Maybe he needs a shirt. We'll give him a shirt. Triangle Strategy 2 is 1000% gonna be the Salt Iron War. I freaking hope so. I freaking hope so. No, but Square Enix has said that they're going to focus more on their main series. And we don't know whether Octopath is counted as one of them. I don't think Triangle Strategy is one of their main series. So, like, I don't think we have too much hope for more Tri-Strat. I can hope for it, but, like, I don't think we're gonna get it. Octopath 2 essentially gave us the cast for 3 already. You think? You think? You think like Elena for Scholar? Was it Mira, the girl who Throne sees at the end, potentially? Do we have a young hunter? I don't think we have a young hunter, do we? Layla for Dancer? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. I've been thinking about that too, but I don't think they're gonna stick in the same world. Because, like, what would they have left to fight, you know? Like, Vide is already gone. What else is left? Maybe the Octopath 3 crew can be those people, but then they, like, travel to a different world or something. That would be awesome. I'd be down for that. So, Layla for Dancer. Elena for Scholar. Mira, question mark? I don't remember her name. It starts with an M, doesn't it? Might have actually been Mira. Mira for something. For Thief, obviously. What else is there? Apothecary. I don't know. Did Casti have any young people in her story? Trousseau for Apothecary. No, I'm kidding. It is Mira. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember her story. I remember all that stuff. She's mad at Throne for killing Mother. Yo, that reminds me. What happened to the freaking young child that Claude is holding at the end of Throne's final boss battle? I went back there just to find out what happened. I was like, wait, did we forget the small child? And then I go back and the baby's freaking gone. It's absolutely crazy. I feel like they just forgot. I think they straight up forgot. Child? What child? There is no child. We love Claude's iconic line. Wait, which one? Which one? He's such a creep. He says so much. There. Close enough. Which one and which Claude? Valid. I think we're talking about the Claude here, not the upside down Claude from FE3H, but the creeper Claude from Octopath 2. There's a guy named Claude in Octopath 2, and he unfortunately does not give a good rep to the name of Claude. Does suck for all Claudes out there. Octo-Claude. There's lots of Claudes going around, aren't there? Could find a Claude for every time and place. There's a Claude in FE4 or 5 too, right? Waiting for you to play Mystery of the Emblem and get to Chapter 7 because it is crazy. I mean, I've played FE12. If it's the same storyline, then technically I've seen it. I'm pretty sure it is. But do you mean the gameplay? In which case, yeah, it's probably different. Octo-Claude, new weapon. Wait, that's just that enemy from Spider-Man, isn't it? There is indeed a Claude, depending on your... Yeah, it's without the E, I think, is the way I've seen it spelled. Yeah, I played the translation patch of FE12, too, which is fun because the names are not the same. They confuse me. Oh, I hecking love this. This is Wellgrove theme. Let's go. Always jam to Wellgrove. Always jam to Wellgrove. Maybe a little darker. It's great because this theme is so happy, and then you come here and you do Throne's chapter with Mother, and you're like, wait. Like, wait, what the frick? Yo, wait, I like Katarina. Hold on, there are at least 2 of us. I loved FE12, and I love the new story things too. I feel like a lot of people hated them, I agree. But, what can I say? Katarina's cool. Katarina was awesome. I didn't expect it, that's the thing. I went into that not expecting Katarina at all. There. What else can we add? I think we're good. Let's go on to lighting. I'm literally too lazy to do the bottom part of this yet, so we're gonna do this instead. There we go. Twirling Lin. I go for a spin today. Go for the big spin. Okay. Maybe like a little bit of purple. More purple? In my Purple Thief Boys fan art? Who could have guessed? Who could have possibly guessed? No, come on. This has to be one of the Toto Haha themes, right? Probably. The purple boys look super cool. Heck yeah, thanks. I'm always happy to draw some purple boys. Fun fact, actually, that many people here may not like. Therion might potentially be one of my least favorite of the original Travelers. I don't know why, but just something about him initially threw me off entirely, and I didn't like him at all. But I have slowly come around to the Therion charms. Usually I can't deal with edgy characters, I think that's what it was. But then I eventually kind of like, after thinking about it more and like reading Therion's backstory when you get to it in the final fight, I was like, okay, alright, fine. Fine, I see why he's edgy, he kind of deserves it. Like, if anyone has the right to be edgy, I guess it's this guy. Okay. We got a little part here that should be black as well, I think. Close enough. Oh wait, no, I see why that was gray. It's because it's this thingy. Yeah, let me just add this to make it look a little less gray in the right places. There. Okay, cool. Let's go! Lighting time! That's the best. Where are we gonna put them lightings? And delete this. Delete that. Delete that. Squish that. And let's go. Usually I do yellow lighting. We can kind of do yellow lighting again. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's give it a try. Ooh, is this one of the nighttime themes? I think it is. I'm always a fan of the nighttime themes. They're so good. Edgy boys need their love too. Well, now I'm just imagining... Now I'm just imagining Alphen standing there. Good old Alphen. I'm pretty sure Alphen is like the only ship for... Wait, actually, do people ship Therion and Ophelia? That might be another ship. What do you like to do more, sing or draw? Ooh. I've been singing for a lot longer, I think. Because I started singing a long time ago. And I only actually started drawing... Okay, so fun fact. When I originally started... the reason I started drawing to begin with is because in class when I was young, teachers... I would originally read in class. And then teachers would be like, Lynn, put the book away. I'd be like, okay, fine. So I put the book away. And then after I put the book away, I was like, alright, what do I do now? And then I'd like kind of take out my DS, I'd play a little bit, and they'd be like, Lynn, put the DS away. I'm like, okay, fine. And then I realized if I'm drawing... They actually can't, they don't know that I'm drawing because it looks like I'm taking notes and I'm being diligent like a good student, so then I would just do that. Every now and then a rare teacher would just let me play video games in class and then I'd do it, but... Lynn was singing when she was still an automaton. Very true, actually. I originally started singing way back in the time bubble, which is why I never actually learned this new modern Western type music. I only know the ancient stuff. Only know the ancient stuff that was available to me within my bubble. But nowadays, you know, I've had exposure to a lot of pop music, so... Sing us a song, Miss Drawing Ma'am? Eh, not now. First of all, my voice is broken, and second of all, that's what the sun goes for. Basically, Linearu Sand Sea, not wrong. I think I said this before, maybe even when Erent asked earlier, or like when Erent was talking about it earlier, but the Linearu Sand Sea was a huge inspiration for the character of Lin. I'm going to post a link to Lin singing in the ancient tongue. I wish. You have no way to access that. There is no way. Okay, how does lighting even work on noses like this? This is new to me. I did sing in the ancient tongue. I was essentially one of the herons. That's what I was. I was gull drawing my way through the ancient wilds. The herons are awesome, by the way. The herons are like the best. It's right here. Oh no. Let's see what this is. Is this Nerd Songs with Lin? It's not. What is this? Ooh. I love it. I don't know what it is. I can't even hear it. Here, now you can hear it. Oh shit, the Octopath music is still on. Hold on. Okay, there. Don't mind us, we're just jamming. Wait, is this also like a fake language? This is, right? It must be, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off, but it sounds nice. Very cute music. I do have a specific fondness for songs sung in ancient languages that aren't necessarily real. Always very fun to hear. It was the same thing with that Nier Automata song, right? The Weight of the World? Yeah, there was one. And it's the same thing with the Galdrar, too. For the herons in FE 9 and 10. Their songs are all in backwards Japanese, if I remember properly. Which, for some reason, I kind of have memorized anyways. Even though the freaking backwards Japanese makes no sense. Or the main Fire Emblem theme. Oh, yeah. I guess you're right, but they do say Fire Emblem, yeah. Wait, hold on. No, it's actually in English, right? Or am I thinking of FEH? I'm thinking of the FEH version, which is in English. It's just in, like, Japanese sung English, which makes it a little harder to understand. I don't know what the first word is, but is that simulation? I think, right? I know a little bit of Japanese pronunciation. I can read katakana and hiragana, so I've got that going for me. It's one thing I can do. Id purpose is also some sort of... Oh yeah, true, and probably like God-Shattering Star too, right? I don't think that's in any language that's real. God-Shattering Star is too badass to be real. It just is. Oh, I forgot to color the shackles. Whoops. Let's do that. The first line is literally, oh, it's tough simulation? Oh. Huh. I didn't hear that when I heard the song. I have definitely tried piecing together what the song means. I do not think I have had too much success with it, unfortunately. If you tried making a song in Latin with nothing but a dictionary, yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's like the origin of the word Donkey Kong, right? Or like not word, but, you know, title, Donkey Kong. Like the original thought of Donkey Kong was not supposed to be the way that it's currently pictured. It's more of like, they were thinking of like, I guess, King Kong, I think was the original thing. And then like they wanted something that meant like stubborn or kind of like evoked the feeling of stubbornness. And Donkey was the first thing they could think of. So that's why he's called Donkey Kong. Oh heck yeah, Nighttime Wellgrove, let's go. Although I will say, Daytime Wellgrove best. This soundtrack is. There are a few versions of the main theme with vocals. Oh really? Okay. The Ghost in the Shell openings that were sung in like English, Latin, and I do not know that. I don't think I've ever seen Ghost in... Wait, I have. I have now seen Ghost in the Shell. I went to... I don't know where I was. I was in a hotel room somewhere and my friends wanted to watch something, so we watched Ghost in the Shell. Yes. I don't remember much of it, to be honest. It was like this girl who may or may not have been AI. It was all pretty vague, and I didn't get it. I think I need to watch that thing again if I wanted to understand what was going on. There was something about the consciousness of her being potentially uploaded into something else. Yeah. Stubborn as a mule is a common saying, but Mule Kong doesn't sound... It doesn't, does it? Imagine if we'd been stuck with that. Actually, you know what? I feel like just by the way that like, English words work, no matter what it is, we would have gotten used to it eventually. Kind of a problem. GITS, Ghost in the Shell, has a really nice and haunting theme. I guess I really should have paid more attention when I was watching it. I totally didn't. Yoko's Ghost in the Shell songs are amazing. Inner Universe is the preferred of the two. Ooh. Inner Universe is a cool name. Reminds me of this old Vocaloid song, I think, called Outer Science, if anyone knows that. I was around for the internet days, the old internet days of Vocaloid. Those were the fun times. I don't know if anyone here has heard, like, Alice Human Sacrifice. That was one of the main popular things back in the day. Not that anyone I knew in real life knew it, it was just popular on the internet. Fire Emblem, tough simulation, pick it up once and you'll never sleep again. You know what? I'm gonna now headcanon that those are the lyrics to the main theme. Just add a line in there about putting poison in your mutton and you'll be all set. The Vocaloid times. The Vocaloid times. They're good. Come on. I like the Vocaloids. They were cute. They were cute and the singing was on, like, on pitch. I don't know how you say it in Western. But, like, a lot of... Okay, so there are certain songs that are sung by, like, you know, actual proper pop artists, and they're just not on tune, and I can tell, and I'm like, get on tune, stop. Not very many, especially nowadays when everyone has access to auto-tune and they can use it whenever. But, like, especially older songs, like, some of them are just, like, you can tell they're off, and I'm like, stop it. Vocaloids, because they're, you know, they're fake. Because they're fake, they're always on tune, and I loved that. I was like, that's amazing. Translated from Japanese. I used to listen to a bunch of those old Vocaloid songs. I knew the popular ones at least, like Daughter of Evil, Servant of Evil, and that whole thing. I feel like that was the main one that everyone knew. That and Alice Human Sacrifice. I don't even know if there was anything else. Wait, those are actually the lyrics translated? What? No way. No way. There's something about like a Fortnite in there or something, wasn't there? Like not, you know, not the game Fortnite, but like the time Fortnite, I thought? Or like for something. There's the word for is in there somewhere, I feel like, maybe. Really? The 2HU remixes. I don't know what that is, I think. Dorcas will never recover from that mutton. Yeah, he's gonna end up like his wife. It's gonna be terrible. Wasn't his wife sick? Isn't that the point of... I think that's the point of Dorcas. I vaguely remember. I should remember more, actually. FE7 being one of my favorite games and probably my favorite cast of characters overall. They did such a good job with that. Oh, that's Toho. Oh, I didn't know that. I know Bad Apple. Does that count? That's the only one I know. I'm sure Dust has talked about this a little bit, but back in Dust's... back when we were in college, Dust and I, we would play this game. It's based on Toho, and it's called Danmaku, and it's like a card game, question mark? Yeah, it's like a card game. It's also based on the game Bang, so if you played Bang before, this is the same thing, but with Toho characters, and it's way more complex than Bang. So we used to play that all the time, and every single time, you have to draw for, like, cards at the beginning. You would draw for, like, which character you were, and Dust would every time get Aya, question mark? She's like the camera girl, and she's super overpowered. And I would every time get freaking Patchouli Knowledge, who is, like, great, and I love her as a character, but, like, from what I know, from that one tiny card, I love her as a character. But, like, she's super underpowered, and it's so not useful to have. I was like, God damn it. Every time. Is this from Octopath 2? Wow, okay. It's coming to the point where I start to mix up the songs in my head. Oh, no. Of course I'd like Patchouli. Yeah, she's, like, purple and has a library or something. That's all I know about her. That's all I know. And her name is Knowledge. She probably strategizes in her life, doesn't she? It's like all I know. Not a fan of Toho, but you'd think you are based on how much you know about it. That's like me and Fate. Fate Grand Order is something that I know a lot of, despite not being a fan of it. That's because I only like one character. We've been over this. I only like Waver Velvet. I'm here for Lord Elmaloy 2 and nothing else. I watched Phase Zero and I was like, nice, this is a show. And I was like, I would not watch this except Alexander the Great is kind of cool. And Waver is also kind of cool. So I'll stick through it for them. And then along the way, I think I really liked, shit, what was his name? Diarmuid? Diarmuid? I'm not pronouncing that right. It's how it's spelled, but I don't know how it's pronounced. Diarmuid. That guy. I liked him. I thought he was cool. Back 200 years ago when Lynn and Dust were in college. Back in the olden days when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Sorry. When dragons roamed the earth. There we go. Toho is one of those series that permeates a lot through the internet. I will be honest, the only thing I know about it is when Dust played it. Dust played it back in the day. And the memes. The bad apple memes. They're so good. Toho is so powerful it jumped over from Japan into America through sheer force of will for 2 years. I mean, it's still here, isn't it? Like, has Toho left? I don't think so. Toho is here to stay. It's almost like Dare. Ooh, okay, so like Daremuid? What about the MUID part? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Oh, it's Dermud. Dermud. Ugh. I need to hear it said. Oh gosh. Have you seen Bad Apple, but it's literal? No, I haven't, but I have seen the Three Houses. You know what? We're taking a quick break from Octopath because that thing was hilarious. Hold on. Three Houses opening, but literal was amazing. Three Houses opening, but literal. There. Wait, no. This is not. Oh, it's Yahoo search again. God damn it. Okay, hold on. Freaking hell. The best part of Touhou is the fan creations. Ooh. Well, that reminds me of Hetalia back in the day. Hetalia itself is a pretty short show. But then fans went overboard and it was amazing. Okay, here. Fire Emblem Three Houses intro, but the lyrics are what's happening on screen. This is the best. Wait, shit, I guess I have to show the screen too, right? Okay, hold on. Let's pull this up. And then here. And then how do I just let me just turn this. Let me just do this thing real quick. Yeah. And then yeah. And then okay. Oh, stop. All right. And then we'll just no? Okay, well at least the screen showed up. Yeah, exactly. I see someone knows the lyrics. I see someone knows the lyrics quite well, actually. There we go. Let's go. All right. It's a little quiet. Time-lapse sunset, the land's it's so good. They're on Steam now? Oh, Touhou's on Steam? Has that always been on Steam? I thought it was always on Steam. Maybe not. It's so valid. They did one for who's this person? That Dudette. Full credit to them, obviously. But they did one for Smash too, and it was hilarious. It was like the best thing ever. I feel like the Three Houses one wins over this one. Are these lyrics random? No, they're actually specifically describing what's happening on screen. They're literal, yeah. See, look, it's depression time. It's more accurately pronounced Dear Mid. Ooh, okay. I learn. I learn every 5 seconds. Is Touhou hard though? Touhou's like one of those bullet hell games, right? I'm not good enough at bullet hell games, man. I should try it at some point just to see how hard it is. Freaking serious high five. You know what? Watching this again, I realized how much is spoiled by the opening sequence of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Persona. Emblem. The Philosopher's Stone.
My favorite part. Persona, Emblem, no Academia, the Philosopher's Stone. Literally the best. Okay, all right, we're gonna turn this off and go back to drawing. Hello, friends. Welcome. I meant to stay lurking, but I need you to share the link to that video. Lol, I know, right? So good. Here, just look up Fire Emblem Three Houses intro, but the lyrics are what's happening on screen, and I think the same girl has also done one for Smash, and it's the best thing ever. Okay, here we go. Slow motion shoe, the most impactful line. Well, that's like my favorite thing. We'll watch Rolling Girl some other day. I'll indoctrinate you folks. For the ones who have already seen Rolling Girl, you know. Not even the original. We're gonna watch like the freaking Danganronpa Rolling Girl. That's what we're gonna do. This is my stream and I'll force it on you. Oh man. You got it? Heck yeah. Give it a watch, give it a like. I have no affiliation with that specific person. I literally don't even know who she is, but props to her for good content. We always support good content on this stream. You got a corn ad. The people of Cornea are suffering, Lex. At some point we need to bring in the Fire Emblem Lex. He's like, what is this? I didn't sign up for any of this. The first game was added to Steam in 2017. Oh, hey, okay. But only in Japanese, huh? Official English translation in 2018. Okay, alright, interesting. I wonder where Dust played it, because I know Dust played it. She even streamed it. And it looked hard. We're talking about Touhou this time. I actually don't think I've seen the original Rolling Girl either. To be honest, I might be missing out. What was the original Caramel Dancin'? Oh, frick. I guess I've only ever seen the memes. I don't think I've seen any of the real ones. Oh, gosh. Depends on the difficulty level. Ooh, okay. I don't know which difficulty Dust played it on. The other thing is, if I was... So, by the way, I have streamed Celeste before. This was a long time ago, so only a few people here probably remember it. But I streamed all of Celeste. I played on... Well, there's only one difficulty. But I played on that difficulty. I did not do the B-sides or C-sides because holy shit. Oh, man. Diarmid is known as Diarmid of the Love Spot and was cursed by a young woman to be irresistible to ladies. Yes, I remember that. And guess what? It's working, because he's one of the few reasons I watch Fates. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, the thing is, I'm actually a huge history and mythology buff. I love mythology. So that's one of the reasons I love the concept of Fate. It was so cool. It was so cool. I think specific battles are just really awesome to see in Fate. Like, I don't know about Stay Night, because I've never watched it. I only watched Fate Zero, and then I watched Apocrypha. Because I liked more of the gods and random people being summoned in there. Like, it's awesome when Shakespeare shows up and you're like, ah, freaking Shakespeare. Let's go. They had Semiramis from freaking Babylonian mythology. There's one where Enkidu shows up and I was like, hecking Enkidu, let's go. We needed a counterpart for Gilgamesh. Yeah, it was kind of awesome. There's a scene in Apocrypha where Achilles and Chiron have to fight each other. But, you know, they've got that teacher-student relationship where, like, Chiron is, like, kind of a dad to him, and it's, like, it's so cute. But then they also have to, like, freaking kill each other, so, you know, they're doing that, and they're using their powers really well. And Achilles is a better fighter than Chiron, but also Chiron taught Achilles everything he knows, you know what I mean? So, very cool to see that stuff happening. Oh, I think the absolute best one is, so Karna, who is the sun god, the son of the sun god from Indian mythology, fighting Vlad Tepes, the inspiration of Dracula, who is, you know, weak to the sun and all that shit. But they're fighting at nighttime, so Karn doesn't get to use his powers. And they're fighting in the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, summoned by Semiramis. It was so cool. I was freaking out. There we go. So happy they're anime adapting Fate Strange Fake. Oh, which one is that? Give me some of the gods. I don't remember any of the real people. I don't remember any of the characters. I only remember the gods and people. Isn't Tesla like a summonable character? Like, is Tesla a guy? Did Achilles ever yell Hector, though? No, if you want that, you gotta go to Hades. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't yell Hector and Hades either. I was kind of saddened by that. Yeah, no, I know the entire Achilles myth, of course. Of course, who do you think I am? Myth/legend. Wouldn't claim them to be fake. I'm sure they're based on at least something true. If not being true itself, I'm not going to knock on any of that. Fate Strange Fake is the one with Lord Elmalaitu. Let's go! The only character I care about. His student is a master. Oh. Wait, which student? Wait, no, hold on. Apocrypha has one of Lord El... Oh, no, okay, never mind. Apocrypha has one of Lord Elmalaiu's students as a master, but I think it takes place in an alternate universe in which that guy was never actually a student of Lord Elmalaiu, right? I don't know. Look, the lore gets dense in Fate. I'm one of those Fate fans who has never played Grand Order, never watched Stay Night, but I freaking read the entire case files of Lord Elmalaiu. Like, I read the books, and then I also read the manga, and then I also watched the anime, because I go hard on anything that I like. I was like, this is good. For those of you who don't know Waver, if you've ever seen Urk from Fire Emblem 7, he's like the same character. Oh, it's Flat. Whoa, Flat gets to be a master in one of the Grail Wars? Damn. Wait, is this the version where, like, Flat and the other guy are the same? Because there's two of them. There's, like, Flat and another dude whose name should be Sharp, but I don't think it is. The one who can, like, smell things. Have there been any of the gods or mythological figures from pre-Columbian American mythologies in the Fate series? That's a good one. Not that I can remember off the top of my head, actually, but I feel like there are probably some in other ones that I haven't seen. That's the thing, I only know a small portion of the Fate series. I feel like they wouldn't leave out that entire series of mythology, right? Go so hard on the things you like that you import games you can't read or hope to play. Ooh, fair. Yeah, I feel like in the gacha game they probably have some. Grand Order is the gacha game, if I remember properly. Does Eric not fit in with these purple boys? Well, he's not a thief, I guess, and his hair is purple. These guys are specifically like the purple outfit, white hair. You need to watch the Strange Fake special OVA. It's an adaptation of the First Light. Okay, alright, I definitely will. I didn't know that existed. I feel like I would have watched it if I knew. Always good to know there's more Fate content chilling out there. The good ones, I guess. Yeah, I've heard of Quetzalcoatl. Isn't there like an L at the end? Quetzalcoatl? I'm not pronouncing that right, I think, but, you know, I can do my best. Usually I just freak out when there are good characters. And the thing about Fate is that they really do their research. Like, the mythology is all represented pretty accurately considering everything I know. I don't know too much, like, I'm no mythology expert, but from what I do know, they do a good job of it, which is nice. Oh yeah, I kind of just assumed that you also meant Central America stuff, yeah. They 100% have them in Fate? Oh, nice, that's good to know. Yeah, I don't know any of those. I don't know as many of those for sure. I know more of, like, the little bit of Norse. Greek mythology I think I know a decent amount of, just because of exposure, you know? I feel like a lot of people have heard of Greek mythology. And then, of course, there's people like Tesla or Shakespeare. Like, everybody knows who those guys are. A little too red, I think. I like this a little... darker, I guess? No? Something like this? I'll try out a new color until this works. Nyum. There is an L at the end. Hey, let's go. I know my stuff, sometimes. Quetzalcoatl is one of the founders of one of the medieval empires in Central America. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, yeah, I do know, I know King Arthur, that's fair. I know, okay, well, I know the King Arthur legends, but I know them through, like, this, old book series that covered King Arthur stuff. It's not the one you're probably thinking of. Like, I feel like most people, when they think of King Arthur in book series, they're thinking of, like, I don't know, Magic Tree House or something, but... I forgot what the series is called. Squire's Tales, yeah. I don't know if anyone's ever read the Squire's Tales. I've not read the proper King Arthur myths or anything, so I can't really say that I know them super well. Okay, this doesn't work either, because it shouldn't be this brown. Gotta find the right color for this. But yeah, those were some really good books. I do recommend. Good stuff. They give Gawain a good name, too, because a lot of people tend to skip over Gawain and go straight to Lancelot. Lancelot's alright, and I mean, sure, he has a role to play, but, you know, it's freaking Gawain. Gawain and the Green Knight, come on. Alright, let's do this first, then. Better see an assassin, Korok. Just casually yahahaing his way into murder. I love that. Here we go. Yeah, Arthurian legends are great too, though. There was that old TV show that was called Merlin or something. It was super popular. I couldn't stand that because they made King Arthur a freaking dick. Like, for the whole show, King Arthur's just the worst person, to the point where I'm like, why does anyone follow this guy? Like, come on. There was no reason for them to do that. They could have made him be a little nicer. Lancelot did bang King Arthur's wife. That's true, that's true. Who knows? Who knows what Arthur probably thought about that? Did Lancelot ever kill his wife in a fit of unbridled rage brought about by laying hands on an artifact of the goddess of chaos? Oh, we're talking Gawain from FE 9 and 10. Ah. And it took me a second to put together the threads over there. And the answer to that actually is Lancelot is the berserker in FE Fates, so maybe. Did I say FE Fate? I meant Fate. Non-FE Fate. Dust isn't here, so I feel like I have to mention the fact that apparently King Arthur Legends have a role to play in Sonic somehow. And I'm still just as surprised by this as I was when I first heard it. Ah yes, Lancelot's medallion. Yeah, actually it was Nimue's medallion. Lady of the Lake, right? Probably the equivalent. Best we can get to Yune. I'd believe it. I believe anything about Sonic. Apparently there's some evidence that King Arthur tales were originally written in France. Huh. That would make sense, actually. I mean, Lancelot's pretty French himself. It's a good amount of French influence in there. Sonic and the Black Knight. Yeah, see, there we go. We were talking about this earlier when we power scaled the Black Knights. What would become France? Probably the Frankish kingdom at the time. That makes sense, yeah. Wasn't it called Gaul, too? I know this because I read Asterix as a kid. Heckin' loved Asterix, by the way. If anyone here has any fondness for... well, how do you even describe Asterix? It's a comic series. About, like, people beating up Romans? But, like, in the wittiest, funniest way possible. It's a legend is what it is. Read Asterix. It's good. Arknight's France is also called Gaul A, then they got that right. Yeah, the storyline of Asterix is that most of France has been overtaken by Rome, and then there's this one random-ass village of, like, somewhat normal-looking villagers, but for some reason they just haven't been taken over by Rome all this time, and if you go a little closer, you'll find out that what's happening is that there's a druid in the village who brews a magic potion, and the magic potion is so potent that anyone who drinks it can immediately just become invincible. Like, they can beat up as many Romans as they want. They can beat up anyone they want. And so every time the Romans try to invade this one specific village, they just essentially get pushed back by normal-ass villagers who have drank this potion. Like, there's, like, you know, the fisherman and the smith, and the village chief is, like, just kind of casually toting around. And Asterix is this tiny little guy who's extremely smart, but not physically strong unless he has the magic potion. And he's got this giant friend called Obelix. And they go throughout the world doing quests and stuff, and, and doing other things, I guess. It's great. It's a really cool thing. It sounds like beating up Romans sounds like Gothic propaganda to me. The Goths do actually get mentioned. I think up until a certain point, Asterix is actually historically accurate, and then the original author died. And the new guy is like, okay, I'm gonna keep writing this, but I'm not gonna, okay, the original author died, but the guy who was drawing it was still alive. And so he took over writing as well. And when he did, he's like, I'm gonna just keep going with this, but I'm not gonna stick to the whole accuracy thing because it takes too long. Which is fine, because it's still less funny. A lot of literary development around that time. The Legend of King Arthur is part of the three matters that shapes a lot of early writing. The matter of Rome, the matter of France, and the matter of Britain. Oh. This sounds like European stuff that I'm not familiar with. Very cool, though. It's one of those things that you come to look for in any piece of literature. Like, what separate things have been taken from other separate pieces. And what things were meant as references, and what things were plagiarized or stolen. In this case, probably meant as references. Or even just unconscious allusions to other stuff from, you know, the old myths. Very cool to see each time, though. There we go. And here. More shadows. Let's go. When given the opportunity, simply cloak your thief in shadows. Isn't that what they like doing anyways? Fun stuff indeed. I feel like if I were given the chance to pick a fantasy class, though, I probably wouldn't pick thief. Like, out of all classes. I don't know, I guess it's kind of nice to be a rogue sometimes, but feels a little like you'd get underappreciated almost. Maybe we need to give our thieves more love. Maybe I'm underappreciating them as I speak. Europe in late antiquity, early medieval period is a passing fascination. Ooh, nice. There's a lot going on and not as much as we'd like was written down and survived. Yeah, that's the thing about history, isn't it? Anything you could want to see, chances are it wasn't written down. Heckin' sucks. What class would you be? I'd be a scholar. If I were an Octopath class, I think someone asked me this back when I was playing OT1 or 2, maybe, I don't know. Well, OT2, obviously. Never mind. COTC or OT2 is what I meant. But I decided I'd be an Ice Lightning Scholar. Because I'd be like storms and stuff, yeah? You're only a good thief if you're not overly appreciated, that's true. You gotta pull like a Captain Jack Sparrow type of thing. You're the worst thief I've ever heard of. Ah, but you have heard of me. Yeah, I'd be like an Ice Lightning Scholar, and I'd be studying in Wellspring. Probably working with hydroelectric energy in Wellspring, and then I'd have like some sort of a story there, I guess. I don't know. I'll make up 4 arcs. Something involving the black market of Wellspring. And maybe the actual freaking spring of Wellspring, because that gets glossed over in all the stories that are centered around there. The term was claimed to be coined by a French author named Jean Baudel. who wrote a lot of poems and fables. Hey, okay. Did he ever write, like, the kids' stories? I read a whole bunch of fairy tales as a kid, too. I knew, like, all of them. The old Grimm versions. I had this giant book of fairy tales, and I would just read them. Multiple times. There's a lot of weird ones out there, for sure, but there's also some pretty good ones. I think one of the favorites was the Goose Girl. Just a really good fable all around. I recommend, if anyone's into fables. Shadows everywhere, yeah! Yeah! More shadows! Here we go. Around the 12th century for the literary development? Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Europe was doing a lot of stuff around those times, right? Wait, 12th century is 1300s. Wait. No, hold on. Does it go the other way? Shit. We're in the 21st century. So... No, so 12th century is 1100s. Okay, there we go. Fancy math. That tracks. I mean, like, Oxford was around from, like, what? The year 1054 or something like that. So... someone around that area has been up to something for quite a while. I don't think I've read anything as ancient as that, though. Favorite poem is still this one medieval poem by an Irish monk in the 9th century about his cat. Wait, I love that. If you're gonna write a poem, why wouldn't you write it about your cat? Heck yeah. My favorite poem is probably Pied Piper. I loved reading that originally. I feel like whatever message you were supposed to get from that, I did not get it. As in, like, my only thought after reading Pied Piper is like, wow, the Pied Piper is cool. You're probably supposed to do like a pay your debts type of message, probably, is what you're supposed to get from that, but yeah, no, young Lin was like, whoa, that's an awesome guy. He just led a bunch of people into, like, some random place and threw a bunch of rats off a cliff. Sounds useful. I'm a huge fan of poems, especially the ones with writing structures. If anything has, like, a proper rhyming structure, 100% immediately my favorite. But then the ones that don't rhyme, they get me. It's like, why doesn't it rhyme? I keep on, I don't know if it's necessarily called making fun of it. I'm not attempting to make fun of this poem, but there was this old poem that was in, like, my English textbook or something. And, you know, they make us read these things. Now, I'm a good fan of poetry, right? So I was like, oh, poems, okay, I'm down to read them, like, you know, like a proper nerd. So I sat down and I read my poems, and one of them was literally like 5 lines of text. The entire poem was the lines, "Grandmother, knit me some knots, for I am cold," or something like that. And there was maybe like a little bit more about the grandmother making a sweater for the main character. And I was like, that's it. It didn't even rhyme. It didn't have any rhythmic structure at all. It was just the line about knitting a sweater. Maybe the knit me some knots thing was supposed to be poetic. I didn't quite see it. Either way, I was sorely disappointed. To be a poem, it must rhyme. Or at least have some structure of some sort. Like, I don't know what the structure is. You can have whatever you want, but it's gotta have something. Like, haikus are good. Haikus are fine. They don't have to rhyme, because they've got structure. Alright. And now we just combine these and combine these and, like, make this a little lighter. Another English myth you might somewhat be aware of is Guy of Warwick. Oh, I don't know that at all, actually. His story is reflected minorly in Guy and Priscilla supports in FE7. I had no idea. Who is Guy of Warwick? Now I need to know. I was actually always confused by the name Guy I was like, oh, okay, alright, they're just gonna name him Guy. Alright, I'm okay with that. Isn't there some story about, or no, some quote about how poetry without rules is like playing tennis without a net? See, I agree with that, and I think more people should. Especially some of those folks in my freaking books. Like, what the frick, man? You can't just write about people knitting you knots and then call it a day. That's not how this works.
When you're launching a new product
ad
with a
time.
tight deadline,
Shout through the ad. Can't hear nothing. Okay, there. I'll do this. No. Don't you hate when you draw something and then it just freaking disappears immediately? Come on. Come back. I'm sure there are tennis freestylers. I guess that's squash, isn't it? Playing tennis without a net. Is that what squash is? Something like that. Just got Berenice. Hey, congrats. Oh, I see your Switch is working again then. Unless you managed to boot it up on some other device or something. Had to memorize the first part of the Canterbury Tales in school. Damn. Even though it was basically a foreign language, it was still not too difficult because it had a great rhyme and meter. Yeah, I'm actually a fan of the entire Canterbury Tales format. As in, like, a story with a group of people that are traveling somewhere and telling each other their stories as they go along is, like, my favorite freaking thing. Which is maybe why I love Octopath so much. Charged it up, 3 hours now and level 10-ish. Ayy, nice. Heckin' nice. Language has enough rules, you don't need strict structure to make art. Ah, Vaporeon. You have a completely valid point, but I have to say I disagree. I'd like a bit of structure in my artwork. The more structure doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but it is nice to have some at least. Still valid to love the free-flowing nature of it, though. I just feel like if you can work within some rules and make something that still sounds amazing, it's even better. The story of Beren and Luthien is a Tolkienish myth. So, you know, like, Tolkien wrote it. And it's written entirely in poem format, and it's awesome. It's the whole freaking story. So good. Oh, wait, hold on. The guy named Guy falls in love with a woman called Lady Felice, who is of a much higher social standing. To prove his worth, Guy must test himself against beasts, dragons, and giants. He soon weds Felice, but the remorse for his actions leads Guy to go on a pilgrimage and a crusade, living out the last of his life as a hermit. Well, that sucks. Oh no. That does actually sound like Guy and Priscilla supports. Yeah, the thing is, no matter what, Guy cannot end up with Priscilla, if I remember properly. I am an Urk and Priscilla shipper, actually, so I don't ship them. I'm like, nice, good. Being a little mean there, but, you know. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Is Beren and Luthien a separate story, or is it contained within another book? It is in the Silmarillion, if you've heard of it. I think there's a decent amount of the Silmarillion dedicated to just that story. But there is also a separate book, I guess, kind of, not really its own book, but, you know, its own story, called The Lay of Leithian, and that'll tell you about that whole thing. You ship Eric and Nino? Oh my gosh. What? What? Jafar is like canon. I mean, not really, because technically the same thing works either way, but like, Jafar is as close to canon as we're getting in FE7. So actually, BT Blind, I did the same thing. The supports are good. Okay, so when I played FE7, I actually did end up with Urk and Nino together. So I was like, Then afterwards, I'm like, no, I take this back. Urk and Priscilla, let's go. Urk Priscilla actually maximizes happiness for all the characters involved because Priscilla can actually marry Urk because Urk has the same social standing as her. He's a commoner, but he's an adopted son of Pent and Louise, so they get him a noble status and he gets to marry Priscilla. Priscilla's other two options do not have that option, so, you know. And then that way Urk gets a happier life anyways because Urk doesn't spend his life chasing after Nino and then die somewhere. Oh, yeah, it might have been mentioned in Children of Hurin, which, by the way, if anyone here is considering reading anything Tolkienish, if you don't like depressing stories, don't freaking read Children of Hurin. Thing is so freaking terribly depressing. You thought Urk was closer to Sarah. So Urk actually spends time being employed by both Priscilla and Sarah. So theoretically speaking, yeah, he could get shipped with either of them. You can ship Urk and Sarah, but like, no, I don't ship it because I think Urk is actually freaking annoyed. Oh, look, it's a wild Dust. Hello, Dust. Dust, are you still at work? I sure hope you're not still at work. Come on, Dust. Urk and Sarah is one of these ships of all time. It sure is a ship. I can't ship it. I can't. I'm just not allowed to. For the good of my Urk. Sarah is Matthew's rebound. Holy shit. Oh, that is brutal. That is brutal. Matthew's girlfriend, Layla, dies over the course of FE7. To insinuate that he has no better choice than to get with Sarah. Okay, I'm being mean to Sarah again. God damn it, I can't deal with Sarah. Let me perish. No, don't perish, Dust. We like our Dust the way she is. Alive. Also, I lost the color again. Give me the color. Let's go. There we are. But yeah, what are we drawing? We are drawing the Thief Boys. We're drawing these two Thief Boys right here. They're thieves. And they're boys. They're thieves and they're boys, and they look very, very similar, despite being from completely different stories. Matthew and Layla's conversations in FEH make you cry every time. I don't think I've read... Wait, was there a support with this? There must have been... Was there like a freaking Forging Bonds with this? Did I miss that? I'm gonna have to go back and freaking look for this. My gosh. I can't believe I missed Matthew and Layla's conversations, wherever that is. Matthew and Jafar's conversation in FE7 itself is freaking actually really sad. It's good. I hold all other supports up to the standard of Matthew Jafar. Because you know things are gonna get bad when you have a guy whose girlfriend was killed by the guy he's currently talking to. And sure, Jafar has reformed just a bit, but like... You know things are bad. Like, it starts off and Matthew is immediately like, I hate your guts and I want to kill you. And Jafar is like, okay, fair. Like, can't really say anything about that. It's pretty valid points you're making there. I'm still quite glad we get to summon Layla at all in FEH. She lives somewhere, even if in another world. Even if in another time. He actually doesn't, though, is the funny thing. Wait, hold on. I lost the context for that. What's the thing that who doesn't do? Someone doesn't do something. Oh, do you mean Matthew not having better options? In which case, holy shit. We're just really ragging on Sarah today, aren't we? I'm okay with that. I never liked Sarah. I feel like I've been in Urk's shoes too much. Oh, no. Wait. Ads. Okay, there. I muted the ads. Sarah is Matthew's only ending with a girl. Really? Rip. That is a sad life. That is a sad life. You know what? Wait, does Thane have any options? I don't think Thane actually has endings with girls. Sarah might be Thane's only option too. Okay. This is close enough, and then I think we gotta do like this or something. I don't know. Let's do this real quick. Yeah. Okay. Wait, Sane can actually get with some of the girls? Damn. I can't believe they'd do this to me. I like Sane. I don't dislike Sane. I just always kind of shipped Sane and Sarah, purely because I don't even know if they have a support, purely because they were the only people left that didn't have any ships. I was like, okay, whatever. This is what's left. Sane can pair up with Rebecca? What? Why would anyone pair up Rebecca with anyone other than Will? Come on. That's like kind of canon. A little. It's gotta be Will Rebecca. Alright, close enough. And then Travis over here has a bit of purple in his hair, too. What style? Because Raven and Rebecca is kind of cute. Oh my gosh, BT Blind, you are breaking up every canon ship here. This is hilarious. Which, like, by the way, like, yo, bold move. Not that I'm saying you're wrong or anything, but it's actually great. You are the first person I've seen who ships Raven and Rebecca. And also Urk and Nino, wow. Those are definitely some... Because, like, Nino and Jafar is, like, the closest thing to canon you're gonna get. You make your own story. And Raven and Lucius is, like, the closest thing to canon we're gonna get. I'm one of those people, I ship whoever is the most canon with whoever is, like whichever thing is most canon, I'll usually just go with it. Like, Chrom and Sumiya, sure. Okay, story says it's canon, I'll do it. You can't convince me FP supports didn't peak with Baraka and Saizo. I know the meme. They just sit there going ... at each other. Who do you ship Hector with then? I feel like Farina is vaguely the most canon. Yeah. Hector, Farina, Elowood, Ninian, Lynn, Florina. Let's go. Lynn doesn't need descendants, and Wrath can marry someone else, so there you go. Like, you know, just some random nameless person, not someone else in the cast. Wrath, does Wrath have options? I don't think Wrath has options. I think it's basically Lynn or bust. Sane can also ship with Fiora? Wait, Sane? Are you sure? Not Kent? What? This is so strange. I didn't know Sane had supports. I mean, I know he has supports, but like, you know, good ones. Options is what I mean. Okay. Yeah, I'm really ragging on Sane today, aren't I? Sane and Sarah just completely. Farina has a definite... yeah. The ending CG is cute. I like it. Florina's is also cute. Doesn't Hector, like, lift her? It's, like, adorable. That's cute, but I like Lynn and Florina better, so I'll go with that. Both of them can ship with Fiora? Wow. Fiora just has a thing for Cavaliers, I guess. She has options. But you have to admit, Kent Fiora is funnier. And it also makes Kent vaguely royal, because he becomes Lilina's uncle. I love messing with the family tree of FE7. Such a fun family tree to mess with. Especially with the whole thing about relating all the mages. If you get Priscilla and Urk married, most of the mages in FE7 are related in some way or the other. Like, not necessarily familial related, but like backstory related. Kent and Fiora are good. But again, I break the canon ships. Blind, you seem to be specifically choosing the ships that aren't canon. Is that your is that your goal here? Kent and Fiora is great. For people who haven't heard of Kent Fiora and their specific supports, it's really funny. So, like, they start off, both of them are complaining about the fact that, like, they're like, yeah, why are people around here so lax? And, like, you know, like, they're, like, meeting up and, like, not following the rules and, like, screwing each other behind closed doorways and stuff. Like, shame. Focus on your nightly duties. And then, and, like, the skirts are so high, and what is this? Tisk tisk. And then by their second conversation, they're like, yeah, that kind of sucks, right? Yeah. And then by the third conversation, they're like, okay, so, like, you know how, like, we were complaining about everyone kissing and stuff? Do you want to kiss? It's like, freaking hilarious. That's so good. Yes, they kissed. Listen, this is PG-13. Oh, wait, ad.
Once again, raised their...
Okay, there we go. Okay, this is not PG-13, but you know what? We're going to stay close to PG-13 is where we're going to PG-14. Whatever that means. Fiora and Eliwood and Kent and Lynn. That is an option. I did know that Fiora is an option for Eliwood. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else take that option, to be honest. Blind, you continue to forge a new pathway. It's a good pathway for sure, but it's not one I follow, I think. It's interesting that they gave Fiora Eliwood as an option. It doesn't seem to fit. I don't know. It just doesn't. To me, at least. Because, like, what do they have in common? What do they have to... Sumiya is cool for Chrom because Sumiya slaps Chrom. That's why. And it's the best scene in Awakening. Chrom is like, I suck and I'm useless. And Sumiya's like, shh, get better. No, I'm kidding. Eliwood is a guy and Fiora is a girl. Wow. What the? What a great way to ship people. Let's go. It's all that mattered in that era. Oh, Vaporeon. How I hate to tell you that FE7 was like one of the gayer Fire Emblem games, actually. This is the game with Raven Lucius. This is the game where everyone shipped Hector and Eliwood until proven otherwise. This is the game where Lyn and Florina is almost considered canon. I would say FE7 is like the third gayest Fire Emblem game. Right behind Tellius is first. Just, okay, we'll count 9 and 10 as one thing. Tellius is first. Tellius is the gayest. Despite not even having canonical gays back then, it was pretty gay. And then like Three Houses probably second. I think it's pretty decently gay. There's like canonical gays. I would say FE7 is gayer than like Fates. Even though Fates has like canon gays, they're not really well done in my opinion. And there's only one of them. So, like, doesn't really work. My path is the least trodden, but it leads to the most questions. You found an exciting new adventure for yourself, so, can't judge. Freaking Chromax random villager last. Ah, yes. If you wish to screw up your entire Lucina, go right ahead. This way, sir. You should go for Larishel A support with Arika. See, that's the thing, right? Like, I'm not in it to just get gay supports. But, like, I'm not gonna say no if it's the most canon thing. Arika, I'm still trying to figure out what's most canon for her. Either way, actually, I'm not gonna get it, because I already went with Arika Seth. I think we already got A support for Arika Seth, actually. And the best thing is we did it right in front of Leon's salad. Like, to reference that old meme. Like, Leon is sitting right there, and then I had Seth confess to Lyn. Or to, not Lyn, to Arika. Inez is funny. I kind of know vaguely what some of these supports are like. So, something along the lines of, with Arika and Inez, I think Inez says he's gonna beat up a frame to prove his worth to Arika, question mark? I think. I have to admit, Seth was really cute, though. Like, I don't know if we can top that Seth support there. It wasn't canon, though. That's the problem. It seems like it's not canon, unless they have a shared ending, which I'm gonna wait patiently for. I want to see if they have one. That's why I decided to keep it, because I was like, alright, this is cute. I need to know. Are they canon or are they not? Don't tell me. I'm waiting. I'll find out. Saleh is an option for Arika? What? I knew Ford was, because someone here ships Ford. Yes, Shadows of Valencia Leon is gay. He's the only gay character from Shadows of Valencia, though, so he himself, I guess, rackets Valencia up the scale on gayness. But he'd still go behind Fates, because Fates has 2 gay people and 1 potential trans person, I guess, just by counting. I don't know. I'm no I'm no authority on gayness either, unfortunately. So I am an authority on Fire Emblem. That's all I've got, though. Yeah, I think by pure vibes, FE7 just... I think it still keeps its 3rd place. The straightest Fire Emblem game, probably Shadow Dragon. Back in the olden days when no one was gay. They didn't even really have, like, any undertones either. Pretty sure Milla is gay in SOV. What? You mean like the dragon goddess herself? Is she? There aren't even any other people for her to show any actual romantic interaction to other than her brother, who is both not a girl and also her brother. Oh, fair. Okay, I guess. If you do a gay support in Fates, doesn't that make 3 gay characters? I guess it's 4, actually, because I forgot Soleil. So it's Soleil, Rajat, Niles, and technically yourself. If you decide to go for a gay support, then yeah. Yeah. The thing is, though, it's actually also... they made it suboptimal to play in a gay way, which just kind of sucks. Because if you play... if you marry Niles, for example, you don't get Kana. And you also don't get... you don't get Nina either, so you're straight up just missing 2 characters for being gay. which kind of sucks. I don't think there were much of any undertones in FE1. In FE12, there's like 11 and 12 have a decent amount of romance. It's just always heterosexual. Not in a bad way. Like, I don't mind if anything is... I think for me at least, I tend to go through life not really seeing gender too much. Perhaps it has to do with growing up as a clockwork automaton, but... But yeah, I simply never really minded too much. Like, girls or guys, you know, do what you want, man. If you want to be a girl, go for it. You want to be a guy, also go for it. If you want to date someone who isn't the same gender as you, or is the same gender as you, also go for it. Like, I don't mind. I'm not here to judge. I think it's important enough in that it matters for someone's identity, what gender they are. But it shouldn't matter enough to make you feel bad about yourself in any way. In my opinion, at least. Yeah, some pairings are canon, like Abel and Est, yeah. And, like, Merrick and Elise is canon. Marth and Sheeta is canon. So, yeah, there's a lot of canon couples in FE12, I guess. Which kind of does... There's less room for for any undertext if you wanted to see it. Some people say things like, okay, like Marth x Merrick. But, like, I don't see that. Because Merrick is just so clearly in love with Marth's sister. Harden Nina Camus. So not only would Harden not be into that, Camus would also not be into that. Nina's the only person who gains here. I love that. Chris and Katarina are super cute. Yeah. Ship the Chris Katarina. Do it. It's good. I too am a Chris Katarina shipper.
At Lamps Plus,
no. Ads.
be a celebration.
Let's go. Alright. Skip the heck out of this. Let's go. And bring it back. Vanessa Inez is Inez flavored, but alright. Inez flavored. What a way to call a ship. Yo, hello folks from Lutalis Rose's stream. Welcome. Welcome viewers. How is it going on this fine day for y'all? I hope it's going well. The lettuce sends their regards. Always glad to hear it. Folks, go check out Lutalis Rose. What have you been up to, Lutalis? I'm sure you've been playing something fun as always. In terms of gameplay, ice support is a no-no. Valid. Valid. Okay, you know what the accidental gayness I got in FE9 and 10, though? Is that freaking Nolan and Zihark break the game when they're shipped. So, I'm just saying, Earth support. Earth support all the way through. Come on. It has to be the way it is. Been diving deep into Cornlord? Heck yeah. Don't spoil anything for me too much. This is so rad. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, welcome folks. If you're into Unicorn Overlord, I am also playing that, and it's quite a good game, isn't it? I don't know how far you are, but you're probably further than I am, aren't you, Litalis? Yeah, for those of you who might be confused, this is Travis from Unicorn Overlord, but this guy over here's name is Therion, and I've been calling him Therion on stream, like, all the time, so I'm drawing this to explain why. Look, they're like the same character. They're like the same person. They're very, very similar. Except Travis loves books. And I don't think Therion has read a book. Okay, no, he probably has. He probably has, okay? I promise. Two Therions? Nice. I know, right? This guy's... okay, here, I'll write this at the top, actually. Let me just do that real quick. Let me explain. Yeah. You get to see my terrible-ass handwriting. Close enough. Got your copy late, but you've been messing around in it for about 20 or so hours at this point. Ah, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to play. Ah. I want to play, but alas, I must draw. I'm kidding. I love drawing too. Haha, I did it. I don't know, there's different sizes. No. Why? Frick. Okay, here, let's just make this a little smaller. I know there's a text function in this, I just don't want to use it, okay? Listen. This is the stubbornness that forces me to play on expert mode in every game. Twinsies, they are. They really are. I feel like so we never actually know who Therion's parents are. So I'm just saying. My new headcanon. Okay, see, imagine this, okay? This is Orstera. frick, I need a better pencil. Here. There. So imagine this. This is Orstera. Oh my god, this one's terrible. What? Do I not have a good writing pencil? Which of these can I use for writing? Small letter. That sounds like writing. Close enough. Okay, this is Orstera, right? And then, assuming this is Orstera, we have Norzelia over here, right? And Orstella is actually also Centralia, because, as we know in Triangle Strategy, there is a secret land to the south, where, like, there's, like, a bunch of water and stuff, and that's probably the central lake of Orstera. And I'm assuming the Wolforts were, like, from the same tribe as Hanit's people, and they moved up north and stuff. So it makes total sense, see? Okay, and then off to this side, off to this side is Solistia, right? As we already know, because this is from Octopath 2, so, you know, like, they already tell us there, of course, of course. And so the question is, if Therion potentially comes from Unicorn Land, maybe over here is Cornea. Ah. The headcanons begin. I lay out the geography of the world. I tell you, this is how it goes. Yo, Madame Mooney, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the infantry, folks. Yeah, I too play a lot of the same games that I think Litalis does, potentially. I am currently working through, let's see, I'm doing a hard mode blind run of Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. And I am also playing Unicorn Overlord. In fact, I think I will be focusing on Unicorn Overlord for a bit, because the game is really good and I didn't expect it. Alright, let's go back to the coloring. Let's freaking do this thing. I didn't expect to, so like, I wasn't going to play Unicorn Overlord at all, and then freaking, chat told me to play it, and I was like, alright, free demo, right? So like, what could go wrong? So I start playing, and then I didn't stop playing. I'm so mad. Yeah, so I started 2 weeks ago back in the original demo. Been playing on expert mode ever since. This is my, I've played a lot of grid-based tactical games. I usually play challenge runs of those. So I did like Fire Emblem Engage, Maddening Blind. Did the Xenologue on Maddening Blind too. Super fun stuff. Highly recommended. If you haven't heard of Triangle Strategy, I do super recommend it to anyone who loves grid-based games. It's one of the best grid-based games out there. And I did that one Hard Deathless as well. Super fun. Tactics Ogre Reborn. We did a no incapacitations, no deaths run of that. Blind as well, and that was also really fun. So now I am playing Unicorn Lord. And it is quite good. Even better than you thought it was gonna be. Yeah, I know, right? I wasn't hyped for it. That's the thing. Like, I was specifically not hyped for it. I was like, what is this game? When they first announced it on the, on that Nintendo channel, like, ages back, I was like, okay, already getting some weird vibes off of this. I was like, I'm not sure. Because, like, when I hear about a tactics game, I immediately think to myself, okay, how good is this gonna be? What mechanics is it gonna have? How's the gameplay? And they were marketing it like Tactics Ogre Reborn, but on steroids. And my complaint with Tactics Ogre Reborn is that it's too complicated for its own good. Like, a good tactics game should be hard, but it shouldn't be overcomplicated. And Reborn kind of just goes too much into that, to the point where you're like, okay, where are these numbers even coming from? Which, it's not something that makes the game harder, it just makes it less easy to play. And I thought this would be like that. I thought Unicorn Overlord was going to fall into the same trap with all these characters and these constraints and all these fancy things. And I was like, all right, okay, I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. Okay, I can't do that. Hold on, let me just erase this. There we go. But it's good, though. It's actually good. Did not expect. Have only heard good things about it. I know, right, Vasco? Like, that's the weird thing. I start playing it, and I'm like, all right, okay, this can't be that good. And I immediately think this is a good game. And then apparently so does everyone else. Which is weird. It's really weird. Tell us as cool friends? Heck yeah. I'm everyone's cool friend, aren't I? Less transparent is not equivalent to more difficult. Exactly. So I am a little worried still about Unicorn Overlord becoming too less transparent. I don't want it to become so opaque that it falls under its own weight. The heckin' RNG card system. Yes, I see you know what you're talking about. TFW, a boss steps on 3 strength cards. So I can tell you exactly from a game design perspective and from the perspective of someone who's played a lot of these tactics games, I can tell you what they were going for. I think the cards thing was meant to stop people from turtling, which is very valid because I kind of tend to turtle, especially when I'm playing on harder difficulties. It's the sort of thing that anyone ends up doing, right? In Fire Emblem, the best move is usually just to freaking wait for the enemy to attack you. The cards being there means you have to rush out and get them, which is cool, and it makes sense, but the fact that it's completely random where the cards go every single time can really mean that your gameplay is not up to you. you can end up with a bad level, and there's nothing you can do about it. I will say, though, vice versa, it is very, very important to take advantage of the cards, and I feel like sometimes when you do that well, things end up going really, really well. In the first fight against, what's his face? Freaking Nibeth or whatever? You know, the Necromancer guy. The first fight against him, you do at level 5. And in that, I very carefully stacked 4 strength cards on Tibarn, and then one-shotted Nibeth from, like, the top of a cliff somewhere with a crossbow. Because I was like, there's no way we're doing this with no incapacitations, no deaths on my first try if I'm not going to pull some absolute shit. And it was great. It was amazing. And then we had Tibarn just climb the highest cliff and snipe him from a distance. It was so good. It took a long time to get there, too. I had to, like, carefully defend the staircase without getting too high up. Because if you go a little bit too high, you start getting Nibeth down there. Whatever his name was. I don't think it was Nibeth. Maybe it was. I'm not sure. Effie gets around the turtling by having loot and having recruits that are time sensitive. Yes, true. The green units, the thieves, bandits for villages, another thing that we will use to get rid of people turtling. Or just straight up time limits. They keep doing that. I hate the straight up time limits. I'd rather have an objective that you have to rush to. Not a fan of the time limits thing. Triangle strategy makes it interesting though, because in Tristrat there are actual freaking, like, it's not like a mechanic that makes you rush. It's like, it's actually freaking optimal to rush. So for example, like the minecart level, right? If you can get to the right spot and then like electrify the rails, you're gonna cause so much damage and it's amazing, you know what I mean? And then there are some levels where it's actually mechanically optimal to turtle and the enemy rushes you, so it works. It's really good. Yeah, I recommend Triangle Strategy so much. It's such a good game, guys. Play it. Play it, it's good. Triangle Strategy is what would happen if Octopath Traveler and Fire Emblem had a love child that started dating Ace Attorney. This is what I keep saying. Unicorn Overlord is what would happen if Fire Emblem and Octopath Traveler had a love child that was in a relationship with all of the Tactics Ogre franchise. Like, literally all of it. Ogre Battle, Tactics Ogre Reborn, LUCT, Knights of Lotus. All of them. That's what it feels like to me, at least. Fine with time limits for side chapters, like most of FE6's side chapters. I don't like time limits in general, except 14x, that sucks. I'm more of a fan of the organic time limits. Like in FE7, in Fire Emblem 7, there's that one with Pent. And like Pent is just freaking destroying every unit on the field. He's a green unit and you have to recruit him. But it's not about him dying before you can get to him. It's about all of the enemy dying before you can get to him. So that's a funny limit and I love it. Yo, Lutalis, you should pick up Tristrat. It's really good. It's very good and very, very underrated in my opinion. Okay, there's the red. A little bit more red here. Yum. There. We stan a Pent. We always stan our Pents. He's so good. He's so freaking good. Yeah, the 700 experience limit for that desert guided map is so funny. Yeah. And the thing is, the thing that Lutalis is talking about here is that you can let him kill people, right? Like, I mean, you might think to yourself, okay, whatever, we just let him kill everyone he can. Like, no problem, he's getting rid of the enemy for us, right? What's the harm? But the thing is, in order to unlock this side chapter, you have to get at least 700 experience in that map. So you'd better not freaking let him kill everyone. Sucks. That game was hilarious. Elfire uses and yeah, experience. For someone like me, I use every mage in like every game. I freaking love mages. So for someone like me, I was like, ooh, Pent, a new mage. He looks cool. Time to train him up. And then it was like, I don't need to train him up. He's already trained. I need to stop him. That's what I need to do. There. Mages are just too cool. All mages deserve everything in this world. I hate that in some Fire Emblem games the mages just aren't viable and I'm like, frick man, why can't I use them? Please? At least in Sacred Stones we have this badass loot. I know for a fact loot is not supposed to be that good. Just check out my loot, okay? She's so good. She's so freaking good. The GBA pixel animations for mages are amazing, but I will say, FE8 hero animation, absolutely stellar. The way they dodge, it's so cool. Like, they're just sitting there, and something comes at them, and then they turn their head to the side like, whoosh, And the attack goes right past. It's awesome. So cool. I do like the way mages cast their spells too. Like they kind of just lift one arm up and then slice it to the side. Like they're sending fire from their fingertips. So cool. Okay, here's the blue. There we go. Certain mage types may or may not have secret sauce and sacred stones. Ah shit, is it dark mages? I don't have any dark mages. I made the bad decision of not using Null. It's too late now. I wanted to. Even the average loot is good. I feel like I've heard mixed opinions so far from everyone. Summoners go ham. I don't know what that is. Ah, don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything. Wait, there's a class called Summoners? That sounds really cool. I'm pretty far in the game, honestly. That's not even a spoiler. I feel like I should know this by this point. Could fangirl all day about GBA Fire Emblem animations. They're so good. They're so freaking good. I will say, Engage animations, though, pretty nice. Pretty nice, all things considered. For the 3D era, we have gotten back to the stage in which animations are good again, folks. We have done it. There are mixed opinions on loot, but all of them except for mine are wrong. This is what I like to hear. Oh, man. Animations in FE7 and 8 made you want to learn how to animate pixel art. It's pretty hard, isn't it? It's not something for the faint-hearted. Good luck to anyone who tries, though. I'm sure if you learn it, you can probably get it done. I wish I could, too, honestly. I just don't have enough time. There's so much I want to do and not enough time to do it. I've been so scrapped. I haven't had time to work on my Zelda project recently, either. I'm kind of falling behind. I'm like, And then I also signed up for that Octopath thing. Fortunately, I finished that. Oh, wait, hold on. The music stopped. Let's bring that back. Bam. There we go. The Echoes battle animations were actually quite good. I will say I liked Echoes for its 2D drawings, like the character arts. Character portraits were really good in that game. I don't think I remember too much about the 3D animations. Maybe I skipped a lot of them. That might be it. That might be it. Skill is not a big issue in Sacred Stones, and Mage Knight solves a lot of the con issue. Yeah, well, my loot's a Sage, though. I used Mage Knight in my other run. In my Ephraim Root run just now. And now that we've finished the Ephraim Root run, I can now tell you that I'm pretty sure that Mage Knight is better, and that Sage was a bad option. But we're still gonna do it. Not like it can change anyways. Loot basically always caps magic, but being 2 glass cannon makes her not all that useful. Oh, interesting. For me, at least. She has enough avoid that I can park her in, like, any, she's like early game Yunaka to me. I can essentially park her anywhere, in any avoid square, and she will decimate the enemy for me. Like, the kill is guaranteed, the dodge is usually not guaranteed, but, like, you know, kind of guaranteed. Of course, Yunaka falls off a little bit, because in Maddening, you're forced to freaking not keep that range at 0, which sucks. You have to have the people hitting her be able to hit her, or else they won't even go for it. That's not a thing for loot, so enemies will throw themselves at loot, even with that 0% attack. And then they'll die, so you know. Garrick, that is 100% guaranteed to kill 20 enemies by himself. I feel like I haven't had that good of a Garrick. I don't know. I think my Garrick isn't one-shotting people. He might be close. He might be close. Maybe I'm also getting it mixed up because I was just playing Ephraim Root until right now, so maybe my endgame Garrick is going to be better. I am looking forward to the rest of that story, though. I want to know whether Leon actually has a crush on Arika or not. Like, I'm invested in the drama. Like, not only is the tactics good, I also freaking want to know whether Leon has a crush or not. So far, all we know is that Leon is... Okay, so spoilers for FE8, but the game came out like 20 years ago, so I can spoil it now, right? Don't spoil it for me, but I can spoil it for you, I guess. If you don't want any spoilers, just mute stream for the next minute. Okay, that was your chance. All right, so essentially, Leon, in order to bring his father back, he has summoned this dark dragon, potentially. I'm pretty sure it's a dark dragon, because why else would people be possessed by other people? But, but yeah, so she's been possessed. No, not she. He's been possessed. Leon has been possessed. And whatever's possessing him has told the main characters that Leon had a crush on Arika, and that he wanted to, like, you know, beat Ephraim and take Arika away. But, like, is the dragon lying? And if the dragon isn't lying, then, like, did Leon actually mean it? Or is this all a front to cover up Leon's... I can say that I have a crush on Arika, at least. Lol. Vaporeon valid. Who doesn't have a crush on Arika at this point? Literally half the cast has a crush on Arika. Ephraim is like, damn, man. Come on. What's wrong with me? But yeah, no, I feel like at this point, I'm equally likely to ship Leon and Arika, because I haven't really seen any signs of Arika liking Leon back. It's more just like Arika thinking, hey, we're all such close friends. I don't want him to die. There's no romance there yet. Versus Arika and Seth's A support conversation, which was very romance. And just to complicate things further, I had Arika and Seth do their A support right in front of Leon. Because I needed 5 extra attack percentage to be able to attack Leon. I had 95 hit chance and I wanted that 100 or else Arika would die potentially. And I'm not about to risk that 5%. So I went Seth and Arika A support and Leon is standing right there. And Seth is like, my lady, the things you felt for me, I felt them too all along. But we can't do this because I'm your knight. And I'm like, oh, that's tragic. And Leon is like, seriously, right in front of my salad. Oh, man. Even the villain, yeah, exactly, Balter. Balter freaking crushes on Ark. I don't know if we can call that crushing. I don't think we can call that crushing. Not engage Arika? I mean, engage Arika wasn't too bad, was she? I honestly don't remember engage Arika having very many lines at all, actually, now that I think about it. She was just kind of quiet. Not as quiet as Ephraim, but, you know, quiet. Would-be enemy in Glenn's case. I feel like Glenn didn't have a crush on Arika. He just believed the best in Arika. He was willing to set aside what he knew about his lord to trust in what Arika said. I don't think that's necessarily a crush. Engage Arika looks like if Kirby swallowed says Arika. Well, now I've got this image of Arika saying Poyo, and I can't freaking get rid of it, so this is your fault, Vaporeon. Kirby saying Poyo, but like dressed like Arika. It's just Arika saying Poyo instead. Oh gosh. Be absolutely crazy. Friends, if your Arika says Poyo, looks like Kirby, and talks like Kirby, it's actually just Arika. It's still Arika. That's all Arika all the way around. I feel like Engage did an okay job. I think they look a little off, but they look as good as they could be, you know? They're not gonna be any worse or better, right? Like, come on. They had to redo the emblems in the style of Engage. Like, there's nothing they could have done about that. SSR, strong, independent, medieval swordswoman, Engage, anime girl. They're both anime girls, come on. They're both vaguely independent anime girls. Valid, though. Still valid. Poyo pulls out gun, Kohi, no! You know what? Kirby would eat a gun. Wait, Kirby in the Forgotten Lands. It's canon. Kirby could eat a gun. He could do it. The Forgotten Lands is like Earth, right? I'm pretty sure. I think that's how that works. The Lucina and Corin model was pretty bad. Really? It looked generic, I agree. But, like, I mean, so does everyone else in Engage. It's not unique to the emblems. Maybe I'm just being mean. Yeah, focus a little. Okay, there. Get the eyes done. Very nice. I feel like they did a good job with Marth, at least. And I say this as someone whose favorite emblem is Marth. Like, favorite character of the Lords is also probably Marth. I freaking love Marth. This comes from the fact that Shadow Dragon was my first Fire Emblem game, and also because Marth is like an icon of the franchise. I'm one of those people who's also kind of a stickler for canon. So, whichever thing is the most canon, whichever ship is the most canon, I usually go for. In this case, Marth is the most canon of the canon lords. So I guess I like him. You posted Poyo with gun and meme channel. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Oh no, ad. Yes. You gotta spam mute when the ads come up, guys. Oh yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we do have a Discord. If you feel like checking it out, please do. I tend to keep that updated with when I'll be streaming and what I'll be streaming. I also hold votes on there. We like to talk about strategy games. There's even an Excel sheet that I made based on Tom Rules' amazing suggestion that is tracking every tactical game that the entire community can think of and our ratings on whichever ones we feel like rating. So type in !Discord if you'd like a link to that. And go throw your ratings on that little not Discord, on that Excel sheet. It's got stats and all. It's got color-coded stats because I like things. I like data and information and strategy. Doesn't help when you mostly see a character's key art in Awakening and Fates and then crossing over to Engage. I guess it is a different style, yeah. I feel like it's the most jarring for Ike, actually, because, you know, he's so buff. It's strange to see him not buff. Should probably dive in. Yo, we'd be glad to have you, Latalis. Come on and join. As always, everyone is welcome. Oh, I'm sitting in the corner while Celica gets her very own Engage ring. Celica's like, you didn't give me a ring, Alm, so this is what you're getting instead. Fricker. No, I'm kidding. I like Alm, I promise. If anyone here has played... Oh yeah, wait. People here probably have played Unicorn Overlord, haven't ya? If anyone here is playing Unicorn Overlord, Elaine and Scarlet remind me of Alm and Celica. I've been calling them Alm and Celica. I've been calling everyone by their Fire Emblem names. Or in the case of Travis, I've just been calling him Therion. I guess this doesn't really work. Okay, we'll take this out at least. I'll fix that later. We fix it in post. This spreadsheet is a lot. I'll have to bookmark it. Yeah, no worries, by the way. You don't have to fill out the whole spreadsheet. Just put in whatever you feel like for whichever games you feel like. And also, if you know any tactical games that are not on the spreadsheet, please throw them in. Because we were talking, I think it was in one of these drawing streams, we were just chatting about random stuff. Sometimes in a drawing stream, we get sidetracked and we do something else instead. One time in one of these drawing streams, I made an entire Fire Emblem quiz that tests your knowledge on every Fire Emblem character. And by the way, sub goal currently, we're pretty close to. And if we get the sub goal, I will live list from memory all of the 320 playable characters in modern Fire Emblem. So that's from Ike's games and onward, not counting remakes, including Fire Emblem Heroes. And this is the quiz that we made one time. This is the quiz that we made one time while I was supposed to be drawing. and yeah, I did it. I tried it on stream, obviously, while I made it. And I was not even close to acing it. But I believe I can ace it. I have since aced it on my own. I believe I can ace it live. I believe in myself. And if I don't, I'll try again. I have to do it until I try again. Where is the spreadsheet? That's a good question. I should, like, I don't know, pin that or something. It's in announcements if you scroll up a little bit. Probably the best. Oh shit, is Therion's arm a little crooked? Okay, it's fine. Whatever. I'll fix it in post. I mean, no one noticed. Yeah, actually, I think I put that quiz out on Reddit too, so if you do a search, or is it in the Discord? I don't know. I need to find a link to that somewhere too. I'll put a link in the Discord, okay? You guys can try out the quiz too. I put it on Reddit and people were kind enough to playtest it for me. There's also a version with the old Fire Emblem games. I actually had to split it between two quizzes purely because there are so many freaking playable characters in Fire Emblem. Sporkle has a limit of 500 characters, 500 questions. And there are more than 600 playable characters across all the Fire Emblem games, so that's why there's two quizzes. I have not played games 4 and 5. I've played almost every other Fire Emblem game, so I've played 1, 2, I haven't done 3, haven't done 4 and 5, and then I've played pretty much everything else. So 6, 7, I'm currently working through 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and Fire Emblem Heroes. I have not played the Warriors games, so there is also that. But I do love myself a good Fire Emblem game. What can I say? I feel like the interesting thing about Fire Emblem is that everyone's just got a different Fire Emblem game that they like the most. Like, there's a bit of overlap. I feel like a lot of people loved Three Houses. But there's like a good case that can be made for pretty much any of the games being someone's favorite, and I love that about the series. It's so awesome. There's also kind of a difference between which game is your favorite and which game is objectively good. I say this as someone whose favorite is probably maybe not the most objective best. Like I have like a personal opinion favorite, and then I have like, okay, this one's actually good favorite. Sometimes you gotta admit to yourself that what you like is something you like because of nostalgia and not because it's actually amazing or anything. But like, come on. Sometimes it's good, right? Ah. There we go. This is a new style of outlining that I'm using here. Haven't really done this exact thing before, but I feel like it's working out pretty nicely, so that's nice. Got like the gray outline thing. I think the general tip for this is like, try to make the outline darker wherever you see that there are more shadows. And then because I'm lazy, I'm not even gonna erase my sketch. Because the sketch will just blend in with the artwork, right? Like, that's good. I've been trying to go less in on the details and kind of more in on like the feeling of an artwork, you know? Like, instead of trying to make sure the exact specific texture is used in the exact specific places or whatever, you just gotta make it look like, I don't know, like a cohesive piece. Yeah. And it helps to have lines that somewhat support that, at least. Of course, Therion's tassels here make it super hard, which I freaking... Why does he have these tassels? I have to work with these, goddammit. What we saying about textures? Specifically that sometimes in an artwork, it's less about getting those exact textures right, like in the background or like on a character's outfit. No one's gonna be really like zooming in super close to find out exactly what you've done with each of these. It's more important to get like the broader shades and palettes correctly, and then in post, if you really want to, you can go back and add in textures and stuff. Although if we're talking 3D textures, that's a whole different story. I work in machine learning now, but I used to do computer graphics back when that was the rage. And then like maybe like half a decade ago or so, all graphics jobs just turned into machine learning. So, you know. Actually, more than half a decade ago. Wow, it's 2024. Oh my god, it's been ages. An environment artist thinking of making a trim sheet of textures is kind of painful. Oh, do you work as an environment artist? Oh yeah. That's so cool. I still love that. I worked on the computer side of things, so so for me it was like, oh good. The art's done. Nice. Yeah, it's weird now because I've been working in generative imagery for quite a while. I did research on it back in the day. Back before all of this diffusion stuff and Midjourney became popular. So I've been drawing since before then too. So, you know, it's strange being someone who does digital art for fun and also works in generative imagery for like a living. It's weird. It definitely is strange. Yo, Marcus, what's up? How are you? I'm doing well indeed today. What's this character we're sketching? We are sketching two separate characters indeed. There is one person named Therion over here. He's from Octopath Traveler. An amazing RPG. Highly recommended. And then there's this guy named Travis on the other side. He's from Unicorn Overlord, which is a terrible freaking name. I don't like it. But the game is really good, and I'm currently playing it. Just released a few days ago, actually. And you know what's really weird is that they look super similar. I don't know why. But they just do. Come on, look at these two. Like, here, let me make this a little bigger. Look at these two. They're like the same person. Like the same freaking person. Substance designer is peak for textures. What's a substance designer? Is that someone who works on, like, specific, I don't know, I guess substances? Materials? Like rendering for specific materials, I would assume, maybe even? Sounds cool, though. I remember doing all the math behind environment lighting, and it's surprising how much goes into it. In, like, a video game or whatever, when they do those 3D renders, and you see someone, like, I don't know, look a specific way in the daytime and then look a slightly specific different way in the nighttime. A lot of math that goes into that, which is quite fun. Oh, Substance Designer is a software for creating your own textures. Ooh, interesting. Like, creating your own textures using like a 3D model, I would assume. I mean, the way that I used to do it, I guess maybe my way is outdated now, but if I needed to make a 3D texture for something, I would model the thing in, like, Blender or Maya or whatever. And then I would, like, do that thing where you can like export the texture in like a 2D file, and then you just kind of import textures from there after designing what you want on it. Oh, it's part of the Adobe Suite. Ooh. I never used the Adobe Suite. Oh wait, I did. I used Illustrator for a very brief amount of time, but that's like the popular one. Like everyone uses Illustrator, right? I don't know enough about Adobe. When I was in, so I was once in like a little like class/group thing where you had to make a short film, and we used Maya for most of the modeling, and we used Pixar's Renderman for the rendering. And I don't think we used too many textures for pretty much anything, actually. My specific film didn't really need too much. But we made like a little short film, 3D animated short film, 1 minute long. It was quite fun. Good times. Let's get some purple on here. It's a more advanced part of the Adobe Suite. Oh, okay. They purchased... Oh, gotcha. I see. It was one of those company purchases. Yeah, they do keep doing that, don't they? That makes sense. I'm assuming at least it's like compatible with everything else. Potentially. That's what makes those things useful. That's what keeps these big businesses kicking around. Need spreadsheet? A. Added a few games to it. Yes, our collection grows. Our collection grows. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how many tactical games we can collect. And there are already so many more than I would have known. It's strange, isn't it? Because, like, I mean, well, I myself, I guess, vaguely new to the tactical. I don't know if I would call myself new. I know exactly when I joined the tactical RPG fandom because I remember I was a Smash Brothers fan before I was a fan of any tactics game. And I saw the announcement for Robin and Lucina, and I thought they were cool. And so I went back and played Marth's game first because I heard it was the prequel. So I started with Shadow Dragon, and then I think I played FE12 next. I might have also just jumped straight to Awakening, and then either one. It could have been either 12 and 13 next, or 13 and then 12 next. But after that, I knew. I was like, oh shit, this is the type of video game I like. It was great. Need to play more, have a habit of replaying things you enjoy. Yo, that's very worth. I wish I could replay games, but most of the times I don't really usually do it. I don't know why. For me, most of the times I enjoy the stories of tactics games just as much as I enjoy the tactics. Like, I think I wouldn't really enjoy a tactics game unless it was also a good story. And for me, that means if I'm replaying something, then it's gotta have a different story, or else I just remember the entire story and then I'm like, eh. Octopath Traveler and Unicorn Overlord, both in the games the devs didn't spend long enough workshopping titles brigade. Yeah, if I could rate them. If I would rate them, it would be like this, okay? Octopath Traveler, not too bad. As a name, it kind of makes sense. I see why they wanted it to sound a little bit like Octopus. Fine, whatever, I'll take it. That's the worst of the bad names. After that, Triangle Strategy. Pretty good, you know? Not too bad. It is a game that has a lot of, you know, trios of things. It's a strategy game. It sounds a little mathematical, but honestly, it is a tactical RPG, so, like, it gives off the right vibe. I'm okay with that. After that, Unicorn Overlord. Like, okay, fine. I know unicorns are central to the game, but they really freaking didn't have to name it Unicorn Overlord. Fine, whatever, I'll take it. And then last, at the end of the scale, Various Day Life. What is Various Day Life? What is it about? Why is it various and then day life? Why is that one word? Who knows? The problem is that Unicorn Overlord is a good game, so now we have to play it. You're quite fond of Cornlord. The name is the biggest selling point. Litalis, no. No, why have you done this? Do not. Oh gosh. Someone explain Daisy. Wait, I don't even know what Daisy is, like, other than the word Daisy. What does that mean? Days. That just reminds me of Dragon Ball Z, which, by the way, amazing manga. Also, by the way, in case you haven't heard the news, Akira Toriyama passed away very recently. I am quite sad about that. Rip to the master. Dragon Ball was my first ever manga, so I do... It just sucks. Triangle strategy. It's not as if there was an artifact central to the game's story and gameplay that would make an awesome title or anything. The scales of conviction, maybe? I agree. Legendary axe, I agree with you totally. We've had this conversation before, haven't we, Legend? Hecking yeah. Hecking yeah. They had such a good option. I'm looking forward to... See, they should have gone Scales of Conviction for the first game, and then the second one would have been a prequel called The Sultane War. That would have been cool. Come on. My unofficial goal is to get Cornlord trending alright. Oh man, we've been changing the title. I think for the first stream I did, I changed the title every time someone came up with a variation on the name. God damn it, it turned upside down again. Come back. Okay. So we had, at one point, my entire army ran out of stamina, so we went units overtired. We did Uniqlo overwear, I believe, at one point. Rip Toriyama-sensei. Yeah, I know. That sucks. Oh, it's the reason you do a lot of art. Ooh. Were you inspired by his art style? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball does have that distinctive art style. You can tell, you know? Like, you look at a thing and you're like, yep, those are the eyes. Those are the eyes from Dragon Ball. Not as many times as we've had. You should play Dark Souls. True. Look, if you want to see Dark Souls, just watch Dust, okay? I'm not gonna play Dark Souls. I'm not freaking gonna play Dark Souls. There's nothing you can do to change this. Nah. Yeah, 1,000 sub goal, Dark Souls. I'm kidding. I may play Lies of P, but, like, I'm gonna fail so hard. Like, you guys don't want to see me play Lies of P, I promise. I am a tactics game streamer, okay? I play challenge runs of tactics games because I'm good at them. I'm not good at Dark Souls. I haven't even tried Dark Souls and I can tell you I'm not gonna be good at it. "40% of the guys your age that are jacked got jacked trying to be like Goku." As a kid, I related to Gohan. Gohan was my absolute fave. I looked at him and I was like, look at this guy. He's on, like, a tour to Namek, and he's trying to save the world. And his mom is like, do your homework, kiddo. He's like, oh shit, okay, alright, I'll do it. I was like, that's valid. Literally me. Oh, man. Yeah, Dragon Ball was my first manga, so I was also confused. I was like, whoa, look at these fancy names. This was right around when I first escaped the time bubble. So I was completely unfamiliar with many things Western, and I was also unfamiliar with all this Eastern material, so it was just two brand new things coming out at the same time. I loved it. 5 minutes ago, you were downplaying your tactics cred because you started with Smash Bros. Lin, come on. Look. Any master can admit they were once a novice. Back in the olden days when I played normal mode Shadow Dragon and got, like, everyone killed for no reason, because I was like, what's the harm? Nowadays, I would consider myself pretty decent. Pretty decent, I would say. I did start with Smash Bros. Though. And by the way, I am still a Smash Bros. Fan. That has not changed. I 100%ed World of Light when it came out. They're not going to release any more Smash Brothers, are they? It's going to be the last Smash Brothers. Freaking sucks. Respected his scholarly pursuits. That's because he's cool. Heck yeah. He's the best scholar. I was a little mad that he started dating Videl. Because Videl, like, I mean, I just don't like Satan. Mr. Satan sucks. I can't deal with people who steal other people's credit. Like, it pulls at me. Everyone dead in Shadow Dragon. No, that's the thing. That's the problem. I didn't kill off enough people that I got the Gaiden chapters. But I did kill off enough people that I was like, a lot of units dying here. Oh, man. No, okay, for example, let me give you an example of how I played Shadow Dragon. So, I was playing on normal, okay? It wasn't like a hard game. But I would make decisions that would not prioritize the lives of the characters under my control. So for example, there's a level in Shadow Dragon where I believe 3 or 4 enemy units, no wait, 3 or 4 green units are being held captive by the enemy in like the top west corner of the map or something. I don't remember exactly where they were, okay? But the goal is to get there and stop them from being killed because every 3 or 4 turns, the enemy executes one of them. And I thought to myself, you know, I could go get those guys, but then again, there's also this really nice treasure chest on the other corner of the map. And, like, to be fair, like, I'm not gonna use another healer and, like, another archer. I think the archer Tomas is in one of those. So I was like, you know, whatever. And then I just kind of, like, left it, and, you know, I went and got the treasure, and by the time I got there, maybe all of them were dead. Like, I think Medea might have still been alive, but, like, you know. Oh, man. Just enough deaths to get generics, not enough for... Oh, wait, actually, I don't think I got generics either. I don't think I killed that many people. Because, like, the game, I wasn't losing people through, like, getting them killed accidentally. I was more losing them because I just didn't want to keep them. Like, I was a little bad. And then at the end of the game guilt trips you for everyone you killed, so... Oh, man. If you could only attend one of these TED Talks, who would it be? Gandalf, Emperor, Palpatine, Freddie Mercury, Uncle Iroh, or Bob Ross? Gandalf. Toxic Wild Hog, you underestimate how much of a Lord of the Rings fan I am. My name, Linda Rosse, is actually Quenya Elvish. Yeah, believe it or not, my name, the reason it's so freaking hard to pronounce and it's not like a catchy name like most streamers should pick is because I made this name back when I was a part of the Silmarillion fandom. And so it's Quenya Elvish for... It's Quenya Elvish for, like, Rain Song. That's what I am. Got such imposter syndrome when it comes to tactics games? No, come on, I'm sure you're really good, Lutalis. I gotta watch one of those playthroughs. I've not had enough time to even play my own tactics games. I haven't had enough time to watch any of the playthroughs of anyone. Heckin' sucks. Really should have started your Cornlord file on Expert, but didn't think you'd be good enough, and hard has been a bit on the easy side. Aw, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? That's okay. Expert has been really fun for me so far, though, so if you feel like it, eventually. Can you change difficulty? I don't remember. Maybe not. But then again, I feel like maybe the other things are different. I'm not sure. I am the sort of person who will figure out a strategy for anything, so I was like... I think the people who were here when I first started Unicorn Overlord, like, I saw the difficulty screen and I'm like, oh, there's difficulties in this one, because I played Tactics Ogre Reborn, and there's no difficulty setting in that, so I didn't expect anything in here. Obviously different companies and all, but that's what the games remind me of, so I didn't think. So I went into Expert, I went into the difficulty screen, and chat starts explaining the difficulties to me, and there's also, like, text on the screen explaining the difficulties. And I didn't even look at the text. I went straight to Expert and clicked yes. And chat is like, you didn't even look. And I'm like... And I'm like, listen, you think I'm not going to start on Expert? Come on. Oh, man, it was hilarious. In retrospect, maybe I should have started on hard, but I think I've picked up... Like, I don't think I've had too much difficulty with it, but I mean... I think I have a few advantages. I've played a lot of these strategy games before, so, you know, it does... I know some of the tropes, and that makes it easier to follow those tropes when they want them to be used. It's also quite fun to take advantage of very specific things. I mean, I've been having so much fun. I'm glad I picked it. I'm a little sad they nerfed Expert. Apparently they did. I don't know the difference though. Honestly, haven't checked. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I think hard is probably a really well-balanced difficulty. Expert isn't well-balanced, I guess. It's kind of well-balanced. It's fair for me, I think. Yeah. No, don't restart on the higher difficulty. That's never worth it. Yeah, no, don't do that. Definitely not worth it. It's a long game. And it's a long game filled with exploring, you know what I mean? So, that's fun. Yeah, no worries. It's also good to be able to see, like, a playthrough in hard and compare it to a playthrough in expert and stuff too, right? Like, I'm kind of curious, actually. Like, what is expert like compared to hard and all that, right? Like, I've been playing on expert, but I don't even know what hard is like. Expert was the right choice for Lynn. Yeah, I've been having fun. Can't lie. Can't remember what difficulty you're on, but thinking of starting again. Really? Okay. Oh, you're definitely playing this game twice. Whoa, damn. Okay. I am not going to commit to a second playthrough. Not yet. Because I still think that this game could have problems in endgame. Like, I can predict that there will be problems in endgame, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's going to be there. Okay, here we go. I feel like we're missing... I think there's something wrong with the outlines here, but I can't tell what. I'll figure it out. Yeah, still a fun game, though. I will say the leveling system, they chose to use Triangle Strategy's leveling system. I'm so glad. Heck yeah. Freaking great leveling system. It's amazing. It's the map-based leveling system that I've been praising about Triangle Strategy for like, you know, a year or two or whatever, however long Triangle Strategy has been out. Has it really been 2 years? My gosh, I guess it has. Oh, yikes. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's already 8:55. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I am also gonna head out. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the raid again, Litalis. I hope you have fun. And thank you everyone else for hanging around. Always glad to see ya. There is gonna be no stream tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have to go for work. I currently work full-time, so there's like a company event or something happening tomorrow, so I'm gonna be out tomorrow. I will probably be streaming Unicorn again on Wednesday. Check out the Discord for that to be sure though, because I don't know for sure I'll be there on Wednesday. I think I will. And if I am, it'll be maybe a little bit late, maybe 5 or 6 p.m. PT. Either way, I'll try to update this Twitch schedule, but the Twitch schedule is kind of a little bit jank. So if you want to know for sure, check out the Discord. We got one of those. It's !Discord, and I always keep that up to date with when I'll be streaming and whether I'll be late or, you know, if something changes or whatever. So yeah, this is your chance to get ahead of me. This is the chance for the people who are like, the people who didn't want spoilers to get ahead. And then I'll be back playing again on Wednesday, and if not Wednesday, for sure Friday. Probably Wednesday though. I think I'll be back by Wednesday. So yeah, we'll see. Keep an eye on the Discord. I'll let you all know then. And yeah, that's all. For the people who might be here from somewhere else, if you haven't given me a follow or any other type of support, I do appreciate it. Toss one my way if you feel like it. If not, no worries. Always glad to have people stay anyways. I'm not gonna press any of that stuff. And then last but not least, if you'd like to see my old playthroughs, check out, hold on, wait, what is this thing? Why is it breaking? Okay, there. Check out, the YT VODs channel. I got one of those. Just type in !YT VODs for a link to that. And it looks like Errant is doing a stream today. Let's give Errant a raid. Raid. Errant. T. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's get that raid. We'll spend tomorrow wearing Uniqlo outerwear. Oh my hecking gosh. I love all the meme names, they're so good. Yeah, I'm excited to see how far everyone else is gonna get when I come back to it. I'm really looking forward to myself going even further too. By the way, if anyone wants to know, I am heading to the Elves next, so that's where I am. I finished all of the Cornea plays and I'm going to the Elves next. Alright, okay, I'll see you all later. Bye.